Chair and Honorable Senators, my name is Elkana Mukwandubi, advocate representing Honorable Thaddeus Nyabaro and
the legal team that the two functional speakers and the clerks are supposed to be on oath before you give us your reports. So I want you to take oath that all that you're saying is the truth and nothing but the truth.
And Chair, on a point of order, I would like to make a recommendation that the person who should first speak is Mr. Okero, so that then they can be the ones to either rebut or agree or disagree with what he has said.
You want us to start from Okero?
Yes, yes.
Because you incarnate?
Because he is, yeah. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, okay.
I, Honorable Enoch Ogori Okero, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate, this committee, in respect of the matters before the Senate, shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. I want the two clerks to take oath.
I, Thaddeus Nyabaro Mwamanyi, do
I, Silvanus Ndemo Nyamora, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the committee, this committee, in respect of the matters before the committee, before this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Okay, I think the four of you who are under oath will make their presentation, and the rest I think will be listening, no interjection, no injections, no nothing. You will listen to, and then we will give to COG to tell us on what happened on the assemblies, on maybe how you are doing your budgets. And the Senate will be able, the senators will ask you questions. And so therefore what we want to have is order in this room. We don't go chaotically the house and the room. And with all due respect, I want us to listen to one another. There's no name calling. We need to have some, decorum in this meeting, so at least can be able to make the judgments accordingly. We will ask you as many questions as possible, and you have to bear with us. Thank you, and then go ahead, Okero.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and the honorable members, senators of the committee. Thank you for presenting us an opportunity to. Thank you for presenting us an opportunity to be here today, and I would like to give a brief. On how we find ourselves in this situation. In the month of October 2023. And in the month of September 2024, Nyamira County Assembly, acting within the law and procedures in accordance with the Nyamira County Assembly standing orders and the county and the County Government Act and other guiding laws, conducted a procedural and democratic exercise of carrying out an impeachment of His Excellency the Governor Amos Kimomi Nyaribo. In the second impeachment, 22 members voted in support of the motion to impeach His Excellency the Governor Amos Kimomi Nyaribo. 12 members did not support that motion. After that impeachment, we ended up with a faction of two teams, those that were in support of the impeachment motion and those who were against that motion. A few months later, the crisis persisted between the two members. I, being the Speaker of the County Assembly, came on the 8th of October, while discharging my duties as the Speaker, on the chambers, seated on the chair. Then an assault event happened from my very own honorable members. While discharging my duties, bottles of water were thrown to me without apparent reason. That faction of the 22 members had issues of punishing the other team, those who voted against the motion, by removing them from their positions where they were serving, basically for exercising their right and mandate as honorable members on where to vote. Some honorable members went to court, obtained court orders, and in specific in the position of the leader of
Point of order, Chair. Mr. Okero, you know you are telling us a story. You have confused me. People threw bottles to you, then what happened?
Thank you.
I want you to be slow and very clear.
Thank you, I'm guided, well
Please,
guided through
please.
honorable chair.
It is so important to us.
So when the bottles of water were thrown to me, the sergeant at arms frisked me out to safety. I went to my office, and when I was in the office, relaxed to have a moment with my honorable members to know exactly what transpired, they came so strong, agitated, and more violent than they were in the chambers. They frisked me out. It forced me to leave my office. And when I left the precincts of the assembly, I left. We have videos, Honorable Chair, if allowed. We requested that if we can play so that you can have a view of what happened that day, if allowed, Honorable Chair. Yeah,
Yes. Chair, I was thinking you would just proceed as we wait for them to organize themselves.
Where's the clerk?
Can proceed as we wait for the video.
Master Okero, please, I want you to restrict yourself on issues concerning your office and you and whatever happened and not somebody who's absent. I don't want to talk about the governor or anybody else who's absent, okay, who's not in this room, okay? I want to restrain yourself on that, yeah?
Well guided, Honorable Chair.
So meanwhile, we're waiting for the, where's the clerk? Please, can you also give us a side of the story? How do you change the leadership from one place to another? Because you are the custodian of the constitution of the assembly. So how do things change? Or how is this the current speaker been moved out?
Thank you, Chair. Please let the speaker finish. Then if there are gaps or that's okay. Then I will add. Because I took over after that incident, I was not the clerk then.
Oh, you are not the former clerk?
Yes.
Okay. We will come to him.
He has nothing to say. The clerk. He has nothing to say. The clerk has nothing to tell us.
Honorable Chair, I can proceed as they try to fix.
So you have not to add to the speaker, whatever he said or whatever you want to add? Honorable Clerk.
Yes, sir.
Chair, I thought we have two clerks. We need to understand from him how did he come to occupy his office and what's happening. That has got nothing to do with the office of speaker. We want you to address us as a clerk.
You are the now.
Yes.
Are you the current clerk or the former clerk?
Who are you? We want to understand who you are before us this morning.
Thank you, Chair. We have not reached that stage because when the speaker...
Chairman, do you understand why we are here? We have two clerks in the County Assembly of Nyamira. You have said you are one of the clerks.
Mr. Chair, I'm not one of the clerks. I'm the acting clerk.
The acting clerk.
Chair, we are coming to that stage. The clerk who was there when the speaker was ejected is different. I was not the one. I came to be appointed later.
Who appointed you?
Chairman the speaker who is the chairman of the board will explain all that. It's in our documents.
Okay, so you were appointed later?
Yes.
So currently...
Who was the
Who was the clerk? When did he
at that
come
time?
to act? You can give us that chronology. When did you start acting, for example?
Please, I just need very simple question.
Mr. Chair, I think if I say I was appointed, we'll have jumped some stages. Why don't we wait?
Excuse me, Mr. Nyamora. Point of order, Chair. Mr. Nyamora, you've been asked a question. Tell us yes or no. Don't give us lectures about what you think or who are you. And you know me and you, we know each other, right? In fact, Chair, that guy is my relative. So stop embarrassing me here.
Mr. Clerk.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I was appointed as acting clerk on 25th October, but I started on 28th October 2024. Then I was appointed on 25th October, gazetted on 26th October. Gazette notice number 14230.
Where can you get it in your documents?
Dated 26th October 2024.
Do you know the page where it is?
Annex 8A.
Annex
89.
Page? Page 9. Page 9. You said page?
The explanation, Honorable Chair, is on page 4 on his appointment, but the annex is on page is Annex 8, the same document.
This one?
Yes, Honorable Senator.
On page?
Page Annex 8.
Okay, that is page 59, huh?
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so you were appointed by the chairperson, that's Honorable Okero. Is that the letter?
Yes.
The letter dated the 25th of October?
Yes.
Okay.
Clerk, what were you in that place in the assembly? What was the previous position?
My previous position was answered editor. No, sorry, I was acting deputy clerk.
Acting deputy clerk?
Yes.
Okay.
So maybe you can tell us in a minute, how did you get this appointment? Was it through an interview or promotion? How did you find yourself as an acting clerk?
Thank you, Chair.
Not actually acting. It says you have been appointed as clerk of the county assembly on acting capacity. How did you get there?
I was called by the board, interviewed, and asked whether I'm interested to take up the position. I accepted. Then I was appointed.
Here.
Who was the chair?
What is the chair?
Honorable Ogori Okelo, the Speaker.
Honorable Chair, the Speaker automatically becomes the chairperson of the board.
Where is he?
I'm here, Honorable Chair.
You are the Speaker?
Yes.
Or the chair? Okay.
So, Chair, through you, Bwana Clerk.
Yes, Honorable Senator.
Who keeps maybe the minutes of this committee that is chaired by the chairman?
The clerk. Who is the secretary?
Do we have minutes of the meeting that appointed you maybe somewhere in your record?
Yes.
Which page?
Okay, the file is not in this document. It can be produced at a later date if need be.
I mean the Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
A flash disk where there are videos. Which one does you want to play?
I think it's the first video.
Eh?
Someone can guide us. It's the first video.
First video?
Yes.
So, what do we call?
It's dated the 8th or 9th.
Where's this one? This one, eh? Can you play that? Okay, tell us play.
Through the chair. Oh, let's check.
Honorable Kenneth Yameno.
I think that one is okay. Honorable Chair, as you can see it, immediately I was assaulted and taken to safety to my office. Another member who was in my speaker's panel took over and started to preside business of the day. We can play the next one when Honorable Julius Matwere, who was my panelist member.
Through the chair.
You were in the speaker's panel?
Now, that one is when I'm in my office. When I left the chambers, the sergeant at arms took me to my office. While I was in my office, again, the honorable members came attacking me. I think we can play the video and then you can have a look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
That's enough.
Thank you. Can pause from there, Honorable Chair. I think you can see I was literally evicted from discharging my duties.
Okay. Office and the chamber. What happened next?
I went and reported
Let
to
me just
the
go
police.
back a bit, Chair. I wanted just a clarification. There is a speaker's panel member who took over the seat. How did the speaker's panel member come in to the seat?
When I was
the mess in place?
Yes, the mess was in place.
Did you invite the member of the panel?
I did not delegate. Any member who acts on the chair of the speaker, either it's the deputy speaker or a member of the panelist, must get a delegation letter from the speaker. So I never delegated.
You did invite the member to come to your chair?
I did not. As you saw, Honorable Senator, I was just kicked out. So I didn't have that opportunity to
So if you were kicked out, let the members be on their side. Where were your sergeant-at-arms? Did they take the mess out, or the mess didn't leave the chamber?
They never did that because as a later you can be able to see, because we don't want to go to characters, it was a planned thing. So there are some members who were in charge of the whole planning, who were part of the sergeant-at-arms.
So what you are saying is that the sergeant-at-arms actually did not
perform their duties as expected.
They did not pick the mess themselves?
Very true.
So you exited without a mess?
Exactly.
Somebody else jumped onto that seat without the invitation?
Very true.
Thank you for that clarification.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. The question I wanted to get some relevance is, why was this anger towards you? Why? Because I want to understand, you were the speaker, there was a vote which was supposed to impeach the governor. That vote took place. Because what I see here, I don't see a dispute about the vote. I see the dispute about you. What is it that this team was fighting you about?
The issue was, after the impeachment, the 22-member team wanted to change the leadership of the House. As I said, the contested seat was the majority position. When the majority leader was kicked out, comes from UPA party, which has the majority of members in the assembly, went through the party, went to court, obtained court orders that were to retain him as the leader of majority. And then the other faction felt that I wasn't doing right by obeying that court order, which was served to me. So they felt I was protecting the other side, which they never wanted. So basically, the issue there is about the honorable members fighting for their own leadership positions.
Did you, through you, Chair, did you pronounce yourself on the issue that the member of the Assembly who had that court order had actually the court order, and you were implementing the court order?
Exactly, and I called the members, I told them. They said it's me who went behind and obtained the court order.
You have an answered report on that?
We shared outside because it's a coalition agreement. The members came
no, you are not answering my question. Answer my question.
I did that.
Do you have the answered report available on you pronouncing yourself that you had a court order?
Exactly, I did the communication from the chair.
Thank you. Then what was the reason why they reacted that way?
They felt I was protecting the member. They never wanted to occupy that position, who already had a court order.
Okay.
Thank you.
According to your understanding, what has brought?
Yeah, I don't understand. Why was the court order brought in?
A member...
Was it because the elections were not obeyed, or what was that?
Simply because the member was coming from UPA party, which is the majority party, and the member who took over.
But the election of members, members also do election.
I received that communication from the members.
That they had elected a different person to be the leader of majority.
Exactly.
So is that the one that he took to court for a stay?
Yes.
Okay.
And also there was an initial ruling about which party is the majority in Nyamira County Assembly, whereby UPA won that case that it is the majority in the Nyamira County Assembly. So basically then it's UPA that was supposed to present a member as the leader of majority. So there was initial communication, a court ruling declaring UPA as the majority, and then now an UPA member being removed as the majority leader, and then an ODM member taking over.
So what happened now? If that, you got a stay order?
The leader of majority of UPA got that order.
You, after you have been removed from the office?
After I was removed from the office. Now on the 9th, that day, I wasn't suspended, no warning, I was just assaulted. On the 9th, I received a suspension letter from one member who is a member of the county assembly.
Point of clarification, Chair. You've mentioned that you were suspended by who?
I can say the letter was belonging to my deputy speaker then, who is Thaddeus Nyabaru. It has that seal, but a member who served me...
Excuse me, does the law have something called suspension?
It doesn't have that, Honorable Chair. It's nowhere.
So to me, what do I do now?
I went to court.
To get the court to interpret for you whether you should be suspended.
If you check Annex 1C, we have that letter, page 15 in that document of my suspension. It was written on the 8th, but I was served on the 9th via WhatsApp from a member of a county assembly.
After you have been removed, was there any election that has taken place to appoint a speaker?
I will get the Honorable Chair. If you allow me, keep going, you will have for the picture. So on the 9th, I was served that letter.
So
and
Chair,
then,
Chair, maybe before we get there, your letter says that there was a motion suspending you. Was there such a motion?
They did that motion when I was assaulted. I came to learn about it later. The very same day, I was kicked out from the chambers, and then my panelist member took over. They hurriedly did that motion using standing order number 50 that talks about suspension, which applies to members of the county assembly, not the speaker. Well, the speaker is... the speaker is an ex-officio member. So the suspension is a yellow card for the speaker, not from a member to suspend the speaker. It's the speaker who can suspend a member. So the members applied it to suspend an ex-officio member. They did a motion. So, and if allowed, I can take you through. After that suspension letter, I moved to court to challenge it. And on the 11th of October, I obtained court orders, and they are annexed there. Annex 2, page 24. And the orders are there. They're very clear, explicit, and ambiguous. And the order 2 and 3 were granted.
Excuse me.
The notice of motion is on page 25, but the order itself is on page 24. And Honorable Chair, if I can read through the 2 orders that were granted by the High Court of Nyamira.
Go ahead.
Order number 2 that was granted says that pending hearing and the determination of the application herein, this Honorable Court be pleased to issue interim conservatory orders staying the effect and implementation of the purported resolution of the first respondent passed on 8th October 2024, purporting to suspend the petitioner, the applicant, from discharging his functions and duties as the Speaker of the first respondent. The most important one is number 3 of the order, that pending the hearing and determination of the application herein, the Honorable Court be pleased to issue interim, temporarily injunctive orders restraining the respondents and the interested party or any other person acting, you underline the word acting, on their behalf or otherwise from stopping, you underline that, parrying, you underline that, or otherwise interfering, you underline the word interfering, with the petitioner, applicant from discharging of his functions and the duties as the Speaker of the first respondent. Those were the orders that were granted on the 11th of October. I served the orders to all parties of the County Assembly, and then I came back to work on the 15th of October to discharge my duties. When I came back, we can play a video and see what happened.
Go ahead.
Is the third one with that chronology? It's the third one, yeah.
Through the chair, while you're waiting for that, number 4. In number 4, can you read number 4 of those orders?
Yes, can you read number 4?
That number 4 was not ordered. So I only read the orders that were granted.
So number 3 was ordered, but number 4 was not.
2 and 3 was ordered. Because number 4 was anticipated.
Sorry, but you know you need to be careful with your answers so that we are with you. You see, number 4, are you there?
I'm right there.
Yeah, the one the honourable member is asking, and we are interested to know whether it was granted, is the one that was injuncting the MCS from removing or replacing you as the Speaker. That's why we are asking, was that granted or not?
It wasn't granted. The orders that were granted are order number 2 and 3.
So 4 was not granted? 4 was not granted?
It wasn't granted.
Okay.
Which means that if 4 was not granted, then it was quite okay for you to be removed from office.
I think my panel can respond to that.
Senator,
please let him respond.
I wish to respond to that.
Yes.
My name is Zelma. The import of order 4 was a premeditated, which we had seen that could have happened because we are the people who had drafted this petition. And in the wisdom of the judge, prayer number 3 preserves the substratum of the impeachment and any other subsequent proceedings at the Assembly. So that when she issued this, and you will see in the subsequent rulings that we'll be showing you, she clearly made it out that when prayer 3 was issued, it stopped any other activity, including impeachment.
Through you, Chair, before Senior Counsel comes in, Counsel, I would like, Chair, the Counsel to the committee to respond to his answer.
Chair, we've seen the ruling of the court. However, recently we do have court ruling indicating that the courts cannot interfere with an anticipated process of a county or parliament. So maybe we can proceed to listen through to what the Speaker is indicating, because already...
Yeah, but before he goes there, yes. So you want us to hold on 3 and for now disregard 4?
Yes, we disregard 4 because it was not granted.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But there is a great implication to disregarding 4, because removal does not mean suspension. The court addressed suspension, but there are other procedures, and that is what played in.
I'm sure, Counsel, you are careful when you put prayer 4, you wanted to stop the assembly not to discuss any motion to remove the speaker. I'm sure that was your intention, because you could not have put it there for nothing. Okay, and when I read 3, you wanted the respondent to be stopped from preventing the applicant from accessing his office. So the two are different. When I read the 3, it's talking about him being stopped, barred from discharging the functions of his office. Are we together? But for me as a lawyer, the most important prayer was 4, because 4 could have stopped any motion being tabled to remove the applicant. That's why we were asking whether it was granted, so that we draw a distinction between 3 and 4. But I think you have clarified that 4 was not granted by the court. That's your position. At least you are clarifying that 4 was not granted.
Can I respond, Senior Counsel?
Yeah, especially on 4. Mine is, did the court grant prayer 4?
Senior Counsel, the court did not grant
prayer 4.
Prayer 4.
That's okay. That's what we want to get clarity on.
And as the Speaker goes to give the chronology of events, the court pronounced itself on that in a subsequent ruling. So if you give us time, we will get there. It's a clear process.
Or I can refer us to the ruling. We have a ruling.
Ruling where? Which page?
We have a ruling on contempt.
Just tell us the page and the document.
47. Page 47. Are we there, Honorable Senators? I think the same has been highlighted. Yes, I can read number 2, which has been highlighted, which it has page 6 of that ruling.
Counsel, please wait, because your pagination has a problem with our documents. Just give us a few minutes. Because mine leaves 26 and goes 34. So there's some pages missing. I think you were rushing to. Thank you. Chair, we've got it. You can proceed.
Yes, Honorable Senator. Allow me to read.
When do you go to court?
On the 11th of October.
After you have been removed? By the
I got the orders on the 11th after I've been suspended on the 9th.
Okay.
Yes. So that, Senators, when you look at the last paragraph in that page, after the court has explained how or the nature of the petition, the court goes ahead to say that it is against the above backdrop that this court granted the conservatory orders of 11th of October 2024, pending the hearing and determination of the application, in order to preserve the substratum of the matter. Needless to say, the conservatory orders were meant to hold whatever actions the respondent intended to take against the applicant and to allow him to continue discharging his duties as Speaker of the County Assembly pending outcome of the application. So that it is already clear that there is no action that could have taken place until this matter was heard and determined. Then, if I may read 7 of this on the same page, it goes ahead and say, I find that the act of removing the petitioner applicant from office as the Speaker of the County Assembly, whatever through suspension or impeachment, with the full knowledge of the existence of the conservatory orders, amounted to interfere with the discharge of his duties as Speaker. I therefore find that the respondents are guilty of blatant disobedience of the court orders, a conduct which this court cannot countenance. So that, Senior Counsel, this is a matter that has already been settled. The Speaker had orders, and it stopped any other action, including impeachment.
Now, let's move forward. Assuming there was interference, was there any subsequent action to remove the Speaker?
Thank you, Honorable Senator. That one happened, yes, later. And where I left is when I had the orders and I tried to access the chambers to discharge my duties. That's the video clip I wanted to be played. That was on the 15th, after obtaining the orders on the 11th and serving to the member of the County Assembly. That's me. I think we can hold it there. You have seen what is happening. The pressings of the County Assembly were occupied by people we call goons. Because an honorable chamber, you don't expect people to have stones, rungus, and all things you can imagine. Those are, others are staff members, others are honorable members, and others are people from the public who were already put in the chambers. So I was repulsed. I didn't have any weapon. And the unfortunate part of it is that the police were repulsing people who were coming peacefully to attend to sessions, including honorable members who were kicked out not to attend the sessions, which is wrong as per to the operating standards of the county assemblies. That's what happened on that day. From there, I found out that the assembly is untenable for the speaker to discharge his duties as the courts declared.
Chair, through you. So before you leave the issue of court order, Speaker, I'm seeing a ruling, I don't know when it's dated, it's at page 57, eh? Annex 6.
Yes, Honorable Senator.
Yeah, so I can see there, the first heading is that the court was speaking about the order it gave, restraining the respondents from interfering with the discharge of functions of the Office of Speaker.
Very true.
Now, on the ruling, I don't know when it was issued because there was no date. The court says there that I'm satisfied that the contemners have adequately purged the contempt.
Very true.
In our legal terms, that means whatever wrong they had done, they have now cleaned their hands, okay? And they are deserving of the mercy of the court. The court hereby pardons them with the stern warning that they will be punished if they disobey any other court orders.
Very true.
So did that bring to an end the issue of interference with the office?
Not at all.
That ruling, that brought an end to the issue of interference with the office.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I thought it was to come to an end, but it escalated.
But that was, that brought the end of the order you got, the disobedience and the contempt on order 2 and 3 that you had obtained from court.
No, the orders still remained because
in terms of the disobedience, not the...
I allow my legal team to respond to that.
Okay.
Senior counsel, the ruling you're reading is as a result of the contempt of the order dated, the ruling dated the 4th of November.
When was the ruling, this one? I can't see a date.
16th of December.
This was 16th of December?
Yes.
Okay.
Senior. It was on the 16th of December. And ideally, this was meant to settle the issue of contempt, which unfortunately was not the case. And Speaker shall proceed to, in the chronology it gives, we were to come to this ruling later.
Okay.
So we'll address it.
And then when I tried to go there, that was on the 15th of October. On the 24th, a purported impeachment was done. On 24th of October. Yes, it was done while pending the ruling of the contempt case that was before the courts. And then the ruling of that contempt came out on the 16th.
Through the chair.
I'm asking a question.
A small clarification. Sorry.
Professor, when did you file the content?
The contempt application, when was it filed?
I think the legal counsel can.
The content application was filed on the 15th after the Speaker was denied access. While pending the contempt proceedings, the honorable members went ahead to purport to impeach, such that while they are responding to the contempt application, they raised that they had already impeached. And that is why in the ruling that I read earlier, the court noted the impeachment was also in contempt.
Okay.
I hope I'm clear there.
Yes, Dr. Mark.
Yeah, I had wanted to know whether the impeachment actually took place before or after.
Impeachment took place after we had filed our application.
But before the ruling came out?
Yes, such that we had filed our application on the basis that he had been denied access, which is still contempt.
Okay.
When we went to court, they responded saying that they had already impeached the Speaker, such that we also responded to that aspect of impeachment. And in the ruling, the court pronounced itself that whichever action, including the impeachment, was in contempt, whichever way, because it then halted the discharge of the function of the Speaker.
So just to follow up on what Professor Kamari is saying, so did an impeachment take place on the 24th?
Yes, it did.
A decision was made?
By the assembly? Yes, it did.
On the 24th?
Yes.
Then what happened?
It flew on the face of the orders of the court.
So have you challenged it?
Yes.
Where?
There is a matter before the ELRC in Kisumu.
Is it in your papers? Is it in your pleadings here?
It is.
Where?
Yes.
Where can we get it?
Honorable Senior Counsel.
Yes.
This whole thing appears to be, we have violated systematically, such that in this order that we got conservatory orders, subsequently the court transferred this matter to Kisumu, alongside another petition which had challenged the impeachment, such that the two petitions were consolidated to make up.
Sorry, through the chair, the one you're saying that challenged the impeachment, where is it? Do you have the pleadings here?
We are all the parties. It is petition number 50. It was petition number 11 of 2024.
That is the one that challenged the impeachment?
The impeachment.
Of 24th?
Yes.
And you went to court?
Yes.
Is there an order on that one?
There is no order on that one. What happened that petition was consolidated with our initial petition number 8 and it transferred to make ELLC petition number 52.
So in that one, you said it's number?
It was formerly number 11 now consolidated alongside number 8 to form ELRC petition 52.
So 11 is the one that is challenging the impeachment of the 24th, so that we are able to follow.
Yes, yes, Chair.
And you filed in court. Did you challenge the impeachment?
We did. It is not us who filed that petition.
Yes.
That should be clear. Because for us, as Councillor Tema said, the impeachment flew.
No, whichever way,
yes.
You know, we want to see how the court is handling these matters. That's why we are here. So in this impeachment one, is there any order from the court?
Senior Counsel, there is no order
There's
as
no
relates to the impeachment, because the purpose of the matter, number 11, was to reverse the impeachment. It was not to stop the impeachment. It came after the impeachment.
I wish you could refer me to the... You didn't annex anyway.
No, as you can note, we've not annexed any pleadings. We've annexed orders. So any place where there are orders, we've annexed them. And sorry.
Because I don't know, Chair, I would think that those pleadings would have been very useful to us, so that we see what is being challenged from the impeachment, and we also see what orders the court has issued, arising from what you have told us took place on the 24th. Because that will really help this committee to know if the court has pronounced itself on the impeachment that you say took place on the 24th.
Senior Counsel, the ruling dated the 4th of November. It's page number 48. The one that had been read to you earlier. I will refer you to number 7.
Through you, Chair, could you wait? We're still having a challenge of getting your pagination. It's on page?
It's on page 47. Annexure number 5. Sorry? Page number 48. It's page 7 of 9 of the ruling. Are you there, Chair? You're there. So, Senior Counsel, the effect of number 7 of the ruling is that the court was aware that there had been filed a petition challenging the impeachment of the Speaker, hence making the court pronounce itself not only to the suspension, but also the impeachment. So even as we speak, the reason why we've not included number 11, there are no orders. And such a document will just be what we think has been a violation. So the reason why we put orders here is because we believe orders have to be followed. So any other thing, including the pleadings, may not be of use to the court, to the assembly or the committee, because then there is no pronouncement of the court on them. It will just be what we've explained as what has happened. It will be anybody's story. So the court then will pronounce itself on the validity of the pleadings. So if I may repeat number 7, it says, I find the act of removing the petition applicant from the office of the Speaker of the County Assembly, whether through suspension or impeachment, because at this point, the impeachment had been done.
Now, counsel, the legal counsel has referred me to your this bundle, the one in pink.
No,
I think that is the full bundle.
This one.
There's a smaller.
And whose is this?
That's for our team.
Now, okay. Now,
actually, Senior Counsel, what they are not telling you is that after suspension, the judge pronounced herself that she has no jurisdiction. What triggered the elections of the Speaker, and when she said she has no jurisdiction.
I think you can wait for your time, Honorable Thaddeus, because it's my time right now.
And Chairman,
I think I want you guys to come through the chair.
Absolutely.
If I don't permit you, then wait for instructions. Can you go ahead, Senior Counsel?
Through chair. Sorry, we keep getting guided by a council. What council here is telling me is that at page 42.
That's not the one, Honorable Senator.
We do not have the privilege. The one before you, there's one right in front of you.
Yeah.
There's one in Senior Counsel, the one right in front of you. That one, that is our bundle.
Council, are you aware of an application that appears filed by Ombuira Temo on 20th of January? Yeah?
This year?
In petition number E001 of 2025.
I am aware.
Now, in that particular case,
yes, sir.
They are seeking orders of the court to stay that impeachment that took place on the 24th of October, 2024. So do you know whether the court has issued any orders in that particular suit? Counsel?
Senior, I do not have the privilege of having the document that you have, but I've just been given the...
Or the other one, you said, is it 58? I'm not seeing 58.
It's right before you.
You have 58?
The one in front of you, here. Okay. That one.
Okay, this is the one that...
yes, number 7.
This is E008.
Yes. So there's annexion number 5.
We go to number 5,
page
yes.
48, which is page number 7 of 9 of the ruling of the court.
Number 7.
It's highlighted.
Number 7. Yes, I'm there.
So, Senior Counsel, you would be in a better place probably than I am to understand that this then conserves or preserves the position of the Speaker. And even if it's an interim basis, it's interim up to the hearing and determination of the petition. The petition is alive.
No, I'm totally with you.
Yes.
8 is the one that was stopping the suspension. Okay?
Yes.
Those are the orders. Remember, we referred you to
Absolutely.
order 2 and 3.
Absolutely.
And we asked what happened to order prayer 4.
Absolutely.
You said prayer 4 was not granted.
It wasn't.
Now you're making matters even more complicated. You are saying after that, there was another process on the 24th of October that culminated in the impeachment of the Speaker. Or what did you say?
Senior Counsel, I'm not complicating.
What happened on the 24th?
There was an impeachment of the Speaker.
There was an impeachment.
Yes.
Now, what the question we are asking is, after this impeachment, has there been any court process? Because, you know, any decision of the Assembly made, if you go to court and you get an order, the Assembly must respect that order from the court. So what we are asking is, after the impeachment on the 24th, did you get any court order as pertains the proceedings of the 24th of October? That's the question we're asking.
Senior Counsel, this ruling is dated the 4th day of November. And the court speaks itself as to the impeachment. If the court so then pronounced itself on the impeachment, there is another, I'll get to, if you allow me.
Let me give you an example. The Senate impeached Senator. Okay? She moved to court and stay orders on that impeachment. Whether the Senate was wrong or right, that was for the court to determine. The moment we got those orders, we had to respect them.
Right.
That's the only way to stay that process of impeachment. So you are telling us here that on 24th of October, an impeachment, either unconstitutional or by whatever means took place. Okay? Now the question we are asking is there any court order on that process?
There isn't.
Yeah, that's very simple.
There isn't.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't to my friend, Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
I want you to, I think time is not on our side.
Okay, I'm almost done with that. Brief legal analogy.
What time do you require to conclude your...
Chair, you can give us 10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay.
Because to us it appears that the issue of court orders, court rulings has been misinterpreted from the very beginning. And that is why we find ourselves in this position. Allow me to pick from the impeachment application, or rather the impeachment.
Through you, Chair, so that we don't come back to that question again. Once you got the court order, which was superseded by the fact that the impeachment actually went on and took place, it's very fundamental for us to know, after that, what did you do as his lawyer? You understand the significance of that?
That's what we want.
Do you assume that the orders you had were enough, or did you feel that it was necessary for you now to go to court and tell the court that even when you pronounced yourselves, we actually ended up having these people do exactly what you asked them not to do? That is what Omogeni is asking you. Is there anything you did after that?
There is, and that is what we want to give, the chronology of the matter.
No, not the chronology. Did you go to
yes,
court?
We did.
Please say it. That's what we're asking.
Senator,
Thank you.
Senator. That is what I was explaining to senior counsel. We did go to court, and the court process is that once we went to court, there was a preliminary objection from the other side, which is still ongoing. And now, when the ruling was done by the court, we were transferred to Kisumu. Now, in Kisumu is where now we've gone again to cite the members for the further contempt, which includes the impeachment and the election of a speaker.
Thank you. That's the clarity I wanted. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay.
Very well, Senators. I wish to also declare that the matters are already in court, and I will not be dealing with the substantive issue because of sub judice, but I'll give the brief facts. Upon filing the contempt, we filed, and in response, the other side responded saying that they had already impeached our client, which meant that they had no business with this. And in our further affidavit, we did cite that impeachment action as flying on the face of it, because there were still orders in place, the orders of date 11th of October. And the ruling is now what my senior Ratemo has explained, that the court was cognizant of the facts and the happenings of the county assembly by saying that if you proceeded and impeached and stopped the county speaker, the county assembly speaker, from exercising his mandate, then that was an act of contempt. It's settled. Thereafter, it found all those members we had cited for contempt and invited them to show cause why they should not be committed to civil jail or punished for such. On the 16th of December, we appeared in court, and the court gave a ruling. The first ruling was on the issue of contempt. And upon listening, and I will allow, there is a clip there from the court, which we can all listen to, on the proceedings that happened in court. The court noted, and all the members who had been cited pleaded to court that they have acknowledged their mistakes, they will not interfere with the functions of the speaker, such that the court can pardon them, not to commit them to civil jail. It's clear and it's on record. After that, the court then delved into the issue of jurisdiction, which had been raised by counsel by the county assembly. The court noted that while this is an issue that is on discussion, either the High Court or the Employment Court can have jurisdiction over matters relating to the county assembly speaker. She noted that there were other matters that had been filed in the Employment Court. She did not say she doesn't have jurisdiction. The court said she has noted that there is other matters, and for the interest of justice, let this file, which is petition number 8, alongside petition number 11, which had now challenged the impeachment, be consolidated from Nyamira to Kisumu. And we confirmed to court The clip is there. Are these orders of 11th still in place? The court confirms that these orders are in place, which means the Speaker is still in office. That is on 16th, Honorable Senators. Subsequently, on 19th, the very people who were in court pleading for leniency proceeds to conduct an election of a Speaker. And that is where we are. It's a murky situation. That on one hand, we have orders. The other hand, you say you are obeying the court orders. Tomorrow, you don't obey the court orders. You move in to elect another Speaker. Upon electing another Speaker, and I will say this with tremendous respect, there are orders stopping Mr. Thaddeus Nyabaro from acting and purporting to act as a Speaker. We really don't know why he is before the Senate, because there are orders, and the place he occupies today is in contempt. We moved to court on the 20th, Honorable Senators, via petition number 1 of 2025. That is constitutional petition number 1 of 2025, challenging his election as a Speaker. Yes, it is there. That is page number, it's our next number 2C, 12C, sorry, at page number 78. 78. Allow me to explain, Honorable Senators. Annexure 12C, are we there? On the 20th of January, after vacation, we moved to court challenging the election of Thaddeus Nyabaro as the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nyamira. Of course, Council had raised a PO on the same, which was dismissed, and upon the dismissal of the PO, the court made it clear that Mr. Thaddeus Nyabaro, I can read the orders, number 3, pending the inter-parties hearing and determination of the instant application, conservatory order be and is hereby issued, staying the effect and implementation, including gazetting of the purported election of the first interested party as Speaker of the first respondent. Number 4, pending hearing and determination of the application herein, interim temporary injunctive orders be and are hereby issued, restraining the interested party from purporting to act and discharge of duties as Speaker of the first respondent. You've seen him clearly introduce himself as a Speaker, which is utter disrespect of the court orders. Why did we challenge his election? There was a Speaker in office, and he was a sitting member of the County Assembly, Honorable Status. Article 178, Senior Council, clearly says that you cannot be elected as a Speaker, whereas you are a sitting member of the County Assembly. This is the problem we've been having, with people not disrespecting the Constitution, court orders, and the law. That matter is active in court and is still pending. Allow me to move to petition number 52, which is a consolidated petition between petition number 11 and petition number 8 of Nyamira. In that petition, Honorable Senators, is the mother petition actually. We have not annexed it because it's part of petition number 8. I'll just give a preview of what is happening in that matter. The issue there is the same on the suspension and the impeachment. That petition currently is before the employment court in Kisumu, and in the state petition, it was not filed. It is the consolidated petition from Nyamira. Yes, E8 alongside E11 of 2024 became ELRC 52 of 2024, Kisumu. It's in court, Honorable Senior Counsel. On 16th, after we were in court and the same were transferred to Nyamira, to Kisumu, they were transferred with the orders in place, maintaining the position of Honorable Okero as the Speaker. I think they can play the clip before I can give the status of that petition in Kisumu.
Before you go to the clip, do you have that order of transfer, the ruling transferring?
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Page?
In a minute.
why we don't want to have the public vote that is so involved and seeking the interpretation as relates to the orders issue. Council may not he's selective in his understanding of the current case. But by any case, this court issue orders that have brought us to this ruling today. So if it means the court issue an order, does it mean that it is out from this day?
The orders have not been vacated. Did I vacate any orders? I do not understand where the fears are coming from.
I think, Chair, we can pause there. So it was clear to everyone who was in court on the material day that the orders preserving the position of Honorable Okero had not been vacated, unless they want to challenge what the judge said. That is on the 16th.
Sorry, there is a ruling you wanted to refer me to on your...
Yes.
What is it? The one that was formally delivered in the proceedings you have just shown us.
I think we inadvertently did not have the same placed.
It's not here?
Yeah, I can see it's missing. It should be the one after the one on purging. There were two rulings on the 16th, Senior Counsel.
It will be good to get it. I don't know.
Yeah, I can have the same supplied.
So you said that was given which date?
On the 16th.
16th, okay.
Honorable members of the Senate and this committee, through Chair, on the 19th, that was when the election of the said purported speaker was done. Again, in clear, blatant disregard of the law and the orders that were still in place. That is what informed us to file further contempt proceedings in the consolidated petition, now ELRC 52 of 2024, Kisumu. The contempt proceedings are live, and there is a ruling reserved for the 8th of May this year, that is next month. So as of that, Honorable Chair, I confirm through the court proceedings that our client, Honorable Speaker Okero, is still and is the Speaker of the County Assembly.
Okay, I think your time out, and maybe members who can ask one or two questions for clarification. I'll ask I'll start mine. Affect your assembly. I mean, where specifically have you been approaching from?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. It's attainable for me to discharge my duties with the fact that we had very important motions before the Assembly that needed action, including the supplementary budget and the other subsequent timeline motions, including the passing of the county fiscal strategy paper. We have other 20 premises of the county assembly that we call the precincts of the county assembly. If you refer to the definition in our standing order that guides the procedures of operations of the county assembly, we have 21 precincts of the county assembly. We have 20 ward offices, which are fully furnished. The same Senate has hovered a budget that allowed us to have those ward offices where we can do our businesses. From the happenings, guided by the laws of the county assembly, especially standing order number 1 that is provided for the speaker, read together with the standing order on 104, standing order number 104 of the county assembly on grossly disorderly conduct of the members. And what happened is not in any of the definition of that standing order, of standing order number 104, from what you saw the honorable members did. Then when it's not explicitly, Honorable Chair.
I want to be very specific. You have been moved from your official office, and moved from your, the speaker's chair. And the court still keeps you as chair, the speaker. Where have you been operating from?
We have been doing that on the sub-county premises of the county assemblies.
Was Was that place gazetted officially?
Officially gazetted.
They will have gazette notice?
Yes, it's right here with the attachments.
And where is the official location for Emirate Assembly? Officially?
Official, the headquarters is the main chambers.
The main chamber?
Yes,
So
where the violence happened.
After you have been moved out,
yes.
You gazetted another one?
Yes, I gazetted other venues of conducting the assembly businesses.
Through which gazette notice?
Page 62.
Page 62.
Let me see which annex it is. It's annexure 8B.
Okay.
We have a certified copy of the venues.
Okay.
Under Gazette Notice number 14229.
Okay. Was there any motion that was moved by the Assembly?
Yes, there was a motion.
A motion?
Yes.
Voted for?
Yes, passed by the Assembly.
By how many members?
I cannot remember about the members. You know, it can be simple majorities as many.
You have a copy of the motion?
Can be by acclamation.
Sorry?
Can be by acclamation.
Acclamation?
The highest, yes. And
Maybe, just to follow, you said there was a motion to move the sittings from the gazetted precincts of the Assembly.
I was getting there. The avenues are very many. Honorable Senator, through Honorable Chair.
It's okay.
Allow me now to take you through why we find ourselves with these gazetted places.
No, sorry, before you go there.
Okay.
I think the chair, you told the chair, unless I didn't get you rightly, that you had a motion on the floor.
A motion has been passed before the floor of the County Assembly of Nyamira.
So when was this? That's what you need to tell us now.
The first motion was passed in 2015 to allow the County Assembly of Nyamira to conduct its businesses outside the precincts of the Assembly.
I can see the gazette notice here.
2015?
Yes, Honorable Senator. I want to take you through the motions because it's guided by the law.
I presume 2015 must have been for that assembly.
Very true. We have had the same standing orders and they have not been challenged.
No.
Because the Speaker is guided by the standing order.
Sorry, Honorable Speaker, Chair. I thought, like, if the Senate wants to do bunge mashinani, if we do it now, it will be for this session, and we give specific dates and specific venues where we sit. We do it. The motion will state that the Senate will be having sittings out of Nairobi in Turkana from the 6th to the 10th, then members debate and pass. I think that's what Chairman is asking, that if you had a motion before the House, what were the contents of that motion and what resolution did the Assembly pass? I think that's what the Chairman is asking.
Exactly, yeah.
Chairman, if I got you correctly.
And maybe further, Chair, 2015, was it specific for a specific date or it was an open-ended motion?
According to your gazette notice, number 14 to the 25th November, you have 4 places.
The very same thing.
All these 4 areas.
Yes.
That is Masaba. You have an office there?
Yes.
Assembly has an office?
We have 20 ward offices. Actually, it's one that is not complete, which is
Nyamira, North.
Exactly. We're even the headquarters. Yes. From the assembly precincts. MCS ward offices are county assembly precincts. Yes, as part of the definition of our standing orders.
So you have been
what are assembly precincts is.
From one place to another place?
Yes. As part of the calendar. If you check the details of that gazette notice, I think it can guide us.
Yes.
Check the details of the gazettement. It says as per to the approved calendar. The calendar as the date and as the time.
Okay. Sorry, before you finish. Business in different places in America. And then you were supposed to make some constitutions. You were supposed to approve supplementary budgets and budgets.
Exactly.
Where's the brains have you been using? And was the county, the executive, bringing their reports and everything to that assemblies, or they take it to another place?
Very true. We had the offices.
You had offices?
Yes, the ward offices.
When you approved the last budget?
Yes.
Or the supplementaries? Where did you do it?
We passed it in one of the ward offices in Magwawa.
You approved it, officially?
Pardon?
The budget was approved by your...
That's the supplementary budget. It was approved, yes.
By you?
Yes.
And your team?
And the legitimate clerk.
Okay.
Yes.
And the executive was there?
Yes.
They submitted the budget?
It submitted, we gazetted the public participation and everything. We followed every due process that is for making the budget.
Okay, members.
My question was, I want to compare 2015 to this one, 31st of October 2024.
Exactly.
What did you exactly gazette in 2015? Was it for one event, one-off event, or was it general?
It was a multi-purpose as part of the calendar. The calendar has the dates.
Do you have the 2015 one?
Yes, it's right there. It's,
it's
an attachment, I guess. Let me confirm. I've been having. Okay. I can provide it, but they haven't attached it. Provided a copy.
You have a,
have a copy here? My second
it's not provided, but we can provide.
From the speaker or from... can you clarify that by the time you were doing this gazette notice, you had been impeached?
There is no impeachment here.
Were you impeached by the date 31st October 2024?
Through the chair.
Had you been impeached?
Through the chair.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman. I will. Yes, in judicial review of 2025. The same has been challenged, and the more he speaks on it, the more I find him.
Okay. Fine. I think I'll request that we are in her office. We'll give her some few minutes, maybe give us the insights, maybe how the budget was made and who was made.
Maybe, Honorable Chair, if you give me 2 seconds. This is the Honorable Speaker, Honorable Nokokero, with what my Senator, Honorable Morgan said, because it's a very touchy matter. I wanted to clarify on it, because I was in the process of explaining about the Bunge Mashinani. From the happenings of that day, in our standing orders, Honorable Chair, the standing orders clearly defined what it is called grossly disorderly conduct. Among what you are seeing there is nowhere captured in our standing orders. And if a matter is not expressly stated in the standing orders, it's the powers of the Speaker to apply standing order number 1 and 2. And I rely on standing order number 1, section 2, which says that the Speaker will make decisions in compliance with the Constitution of Kenya.
Okay.
And then you go to the Constitution, Article 126 of the Constitution of Kenya. It says clearly where the county assembly can hold its sittings. The only thing the House is supposed to approve is the date. And our assembly has passed a calendar which has the dates and the time of meeting. That's where I derive my powers from.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Very well. I think I will call upon the control of budget, maybe to form the committee. Control of budget continue issue payments to the County Assembly of Nyamira despite the duplication of various offices. How the county budget was passed in light of the two functions in operation. Which of the two functions was in consultation with the Office of the Control of Budget? And steps taken to ensure the matter was resolved. Thank you. Karibu, Madam.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Honorable Senators. Indeed, we are here to, in response to your invitation, as per the 5 areas that you have highlighted.
Right.
And in the report that I have circulated, which I believe all the members have, I have started by articulating the role of the control of budget as per the Constitution. These roles, Honorable Chair, I don't think I'll run through all of them. I mean, I'll just mention them so that I can go to the crux of the matter, which is the budgets of Nyamira County Assembly. So the control of budget has an oversight role, which is to oversee the implementation of the national and county government budgets as per Article 2284 of the Constitution. This role involves monitoring the use of public funds and reporting to Parliament on utilization. I'll also do B, which is the controlling role, where the control of budget authorizes withdrawals from public funds, namely the Consolidated Fund under Article 206, the County Revenue Fund under Article 207, and the Equalization Fund under Article 204. Now, in authorizing the withdrawals, the COB must be satisfied that the withdrawals are in accordance with the law and permitted as stipulated under Article 228 of the Constitution. I'll skip the reporting role, the advisory role, and the investigation role. But I'll go to F, which is the dispute resolution role, because it will be important in this. Undertaking alternative dispute resolution, namely reconciliation, mediation, and negotiation to resolve conflicts and issues relating to budget implementation between national and county governments or between county governments themselves. There are other roles, the public sensitization. There is also the monitoring role and the enforcement of budgetary ceilings, which is also very important. Now, this report is in response to the invitation that the chair has highlighted, which was referent SEN/DGAG/DEVIR of 2025/059, dated 2nd of April 2025, from the Office of the Clerk of the Senate, communicating the concern of the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations on the reported long-running dispute in the County Assembly of Nyamira that has allegedly split the Assembly into 2 factions. The committee resolved to intervene in the matter and has consequently invited the Controller of Budget to this meeting. I'll skip to the next area, Honorable Chair, and take you through the Nyamira County budget for financial year 2024-25. The original budget for Nyamira County for financial year 24-25 totals 7.54 billion, comprising 2.28 billion, which is 30%, allocated for development programs, and 5.26 billion, which is 70% for recurrent programs. And I have given a summary of the figures that make up that budget. But more importantly is to highlight that the vellum for this budget was signed by His Excellency Governor Amos Kimomi Nyaribo and the Clerk of the Assembly, Duke Onyari, and the Speaker, Honorable Enoch Okero, on the 2nd of July 2024, and I have given an annex to the report, Annex 1. Now, the County Executive Committee member for Finance then was Dr. Geoffrey Morara Nyakoe, who signed the forwarding letter on the 2nd of August 2024, and that is given in Annex 2. So the County Appropriation Act was assented to on the 26th of July 2024 and printed on 29th of July 2024. That is at the government press. After this budget, which we continued using as per my constitutional mandate, Nyamira submitted their first supplementary budget for 2024-25. This first supplementary budget was submitted on the 26th of November 2024 and gazetted on 27th November 2024. So it was passed on 26th November and gazetted on 27th November. This supplementary budget amounted to 8.1 billion, comprising of 5.23 billion for recurrent and 2.87 billion for development expenditure, respectively. And I have provided a table showing how we arrive at the total of 8.102. I need to point out that that figure includes the county assembly figures, and they can be verified. Now, this was submitted by the county executive member for finance, Dr. Geoffrey Morara Nyakoe, on the 28th of November 2024. The vellum was signed by Governor Amos Kimomi Nyaribo. The Speaker of the Assembly was Honorable Enoch Okero, and the acting clerk was Mr. Silvanus Ndemo Nyamora, as per the documents that were submitted to my office. These are on Annex 3. The Nyamira County Supplementary Appropriation Act 2025 was assented to, as earlier intimated, on the 26th of November and printed on the 27th of November 2024. Details are on Annex 4. Changes after the passage of the supplementary budget. We observed that the budget estimates had been increased by 7.4% from the 7.54 billion in the original approved budget to 8.1 billion in the first supplementary budget. This increase was attributable to the inclusion of unspent balances of conditional grants from the previous year, amounting to Kenya shillings 399.97 million, and on-source revenue, which was revised upwards by 50 million Kenya shillings. I have summarized this in Table 3 to show where the increases were brought in, but I will not go through the figures. The next item I would like to touch on is the exchequer issues. Exchequer issues arise from requisitions from the county. As of 31st March 2025, the total exchequer issues to Nyamira County amounted to 3.53 billion, representing 44% of the approved budget. the Exchequer issued comprised 2.92 billion for recurrent expenditures and 615.89 million for development expenditures. And I have given a breakdown in that table to show how we arrive at the 44%. Now, if I zoom in to the disbursements to the County Assembly of Nyamira, the approved budget for the County Assembly of Nyamira amounts to 797.76 million, comprising of Kenya shillings 699.76 million for recurrent expenditures and 98 million for development expenditures. Exchequers issued to the County Assembly as of 31st March 2025 amounted to Kenya shillings 294.49 million, translating to 37% of the approved budget of the County Assembly. The Exchequer releases comprised 263.87 million for recurrent expenditures and 30.62 million for development expenditures, as summarized in Table 4. Honorable Chair, I have given the 13 exchequers paid, rather given to the Assembly, and we can see that they are mostly for salaries, although a few were for operations and maintenance and a recurrent. Then there were also one payment for pending bills for development. So the total is 294,488. I'll come back to that later when we see how the requisitions reach the County Assembly. Now, through a letter by Duke Onyari dated 31st October 2024, my office was informed of leadership disputes on the office of the Speaker and the Clerk. Through another letter dated 8th of November 2024, Honorable Enoch Okero wrote to the Control of Budget, notifying us that Duke Onyari had been suspended on disciplinary grounds. In a response to these two letters, my office wrote to the acting clerk, Duke Onyari, on the 10th of December 2024, requesting him to clarify the leadership structure in compliance with court orders and confirming the validity of the appointments of the board members. In an analysis that we did in my office, we discovered the following: that on 8th of October, Honorable Enoch Okero was suspended as Speaker of the County Assembly. He later filed a court case challenging his suspension under HCC HR PET E008/2024, and that there is a court order that was issued on the 11th of October 2024, barring any interference with his role as a Speaker. On the 16th of October, the County Assembly proceeded with an impeachment vote, removing Honorable Okero from office. Now, Gazette Notice number 14050 of 24th October 2024 confirmed the impeachment of Honorable Okero, while Gazette Notice number 13376 indicated the appointment of a new County Assembly Service Board members. The Assembly, through its acting clerk, issued Gazette Notice number 14230 of 26th October, appointing Mr. Silvanus Ndemo Nyamora as the acting clerk. Meanwhile, Mr. Duke Onyari, who was removed from office, maintained that he was the legitimate clerk. Honorable Chair, we kept receiving conflicting information one letter would tell us this, another letter negates what we had received before. Now, so there were legal challenges and pending court cases. We realized that several court cases had been filed regarding the legitimacy of the appointments and the leadership disputes as outlined. Now, there was, I don't want to go into the cases because really that is not what I'm here to say. What steps have we taken to ensure the matter is resolved? That is the question that was asked from the Senate. And as I have indicated, this office did seek clarification and compliance with court orders and the confirmation of the validity of the appointments of the board members. We received a response from a lawyer, and I do not know how my letter got to the lawyer, but again, that is, maybe we'll get to know. But again, another letter dated 24th March 2025 was addressed to the CECM Finance, seeking for clarification on who is the legitimate speaker and clerk of the County Assembly. I have given this as Annex 6. A letter dated 2nd of April 2025 to MN advocates responding to their query on who the legitimate office holders are in overseeing the county financial matters. So, Honorable Chair, we have made many attempts to try and find out from the Assembly. But every time I will do a letter, a response comes from a different quarter altogether that I did not address. So I have been left in the middle. But what I have done is to go by the law, which I'll be covering briefly. Noting that there are no court orders prohibiting my office from disbursing funds, the requisitions for withdrawal of funds from the County Revenue Fund have been disbursed in accordance with the law and in accordance with the Exchequer guidelines that I have given to each county. In seeking clarification of the legitimate office holder for the County Assembly of Nyamira through the letter addressed to the CECM Finance, my office relied on the following provisions. This is what I said I would come back to. Section 103 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012 establishes the county treasury for each county government, while Section 104.1 of the Treasury of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012 indicates that the county treasury shall monitor, evaluate, and oversee the management of public finances and economic affairs of the county government. The county government in this instance denotes the county executive and the county assembly as stated in Article 176(1) of the Constitution. B. Section 109, subsection 6 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 states that the county treasury shall obtain written approval of the control of budget before withdrawing money from the county revenue fund. This means that the control of budget can only receive requisitions from the county treasury. The county treasury consolidates requests for funding from all the departments, including the county assembly, and forwards the requisitions to the control of budget. Consequently, the onus is on the county executive member for finance to clarify the accounting officer from whom the request for funding was received. It is therefore the responsibility of the CECM Finance to provide clarification on financial matters, including identifying the legitimate accounting officer of the county government. So what are we saying in conclusion, Honorable Chair and Honorable Senators? That this matter indeed remains highly contentious, with multiple pending court cases affecting the governance and financial operations of Nyamira County Assembly. Given the legal complexities, my office maintains that clarification of the legitimate accounting officer is the responsibility of the county treasury. Now, Honorable Chair, that is as far as my presentation goes. And last evening, as I was preparing the final documents, I finally got a document from the CECM, and he has written to us, though it's not part of the presentation, so I had not attached it as an attachment. And the letter reads, I'll just get an extract of it, that upon perusal of the orders of the court of 11th October 2024 and 28th October 2024 in Nyamira HCCHR petition stroke 011 of 2024, and the order dated 30th January 2025 in Nyamira HCJR stroke E007 stroke 2024, as well as the order dated 6th of February 2025 in Nyamira HCCHR petition E001 of 2025, we note that the court has been consistent that at the time of the purported impeachment of the incumbent Speaker of the County Assembly of Nyamira, there were conservatory orders in place restraining anyone from interfering with the incumbent Speaker's discharge of his duties. This is further buttressed by the order dated 6th February 2025, whereby injunctive orders were issued restraining the alleged new Speaker from purporting to act and discharge duties as a Speaker of the County Assembly of Nyamira. And even though there are no express orders directing the incumbent Speaker to assume the office of the Speaker, the above orders are, by implication, recognizing the incumbent Speaker as having not ceased to hold office. The court, in the ruling dated 4th November, and it goes on to say what the court order said. So, Honorable Chair, what we are saying is that the back and forth communication has been ongoing, and we tasked the CECM, who is the head of the county treasury, to identify to us who the real accounting officers are and who the Speaker of the County Assembly is, and they have confirmed. So in summary, he has said the following, that the sum effect of these court orders is the recognition that Mr. Enoch Okero and Mr. Silvanus Ndemo Nyamora are the Speaker and Acting Clerk of the County Assembly of Nyamira, respectively. So this letter is dated 3rd of April 2025 and was received in my office on the 7th of April 2025, being the very latest communication from Nyamira. So, Honorable Chair, I believe that I have covered all the 5 areas which were asked in the letter, unless, of course, there are any questions to that effect. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Before we proceed, we have received a friend of the committee. He's a member of parliament, and he'll introduce himself.
Constituency and a friend of this committee. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, sir. We have another friend of the committee, also Parliament from Nyamira.
Patrick
before I recognize you as their senior. Madam Tobiko, please introduce yourself.
Paris Tobiko is my name, from Kajiado County, and a member of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We proceed to the next questioning.
May I also go on record because I didn't introduce myself earlier? Margaret Kamar, member of the committee.
Thank you, Senator Kamar. Senior Counsel Omogeni, you wanted to ask a question.
Yes, thank you, Madam Controller of Budget. I don't know whether you have heard, we understand there are two factions of County Assembly in Nyamira. You have given us what you have heard from the faction headed by the Speaker Okero. Have you had an opportunity to get the version of the other faction? That's number one. Especially, have they ever communicated what they have told us this morning, that on the 24th of October, 2024, they impeached Speaker Okero. Has that information ever been communicated to your office so that you know what is the status of the office of the Speaker? Two, you have cited a number of cases. I don't know whether you have seen in a bundle I've just been given by legal counsel that there is a case that was filed before the Employment and Labor Relations Court at Kisii, petition number E001 of 2024. Counsel, is that your petition? Filed by a law firm by the name Morara Omoke. Such a counsel?
Senior counsel, it did not emanate from us.
Are you Morara Omoke or that's another?
Not at all. I'm Ombuira Temo.
Okay, you are Ombuira Temo. Okay, maybe Speaker, are you aware of any petition E001 2024 filed before the Employment and Labor Relations Court at Kisii?
Unless I get to know the title, because we have like 9 cases, 100% are ongoing.
I mean, are you aware of such a matter? It seems, it says...
The title can help me.
It says the petitioner is Enoch Okero and 12 others.
Very true, I'm aware.
You're aware?
It's the members who voted. The honorable members who voted challenging the exercise that happened on the 24th of October.
Okay. So, Madam Controller of Budget, I just wanted you to confirm whether that particular matter has also been brought to your attention, especially an affidavit that I've seen at page 41 to 42, where the Speaker challenged his removal before that particular court, and the court did not issue orders. I don't know whether you are also aware of that particular court decision. And then finally, I don't know who will answer me from the two factions. Who was the mace of the assembly of the county assembly of Nyamira, and how can we get the answered proceedings that can confirm what's going on? Who among the two factions can give us the mace and the answered? So maybe we start. This so that we don't have a situation where this confusion creates a breeding ground for money to be siphoned from our county. Because that's why we have actually called you here. Because with this confusion, money could easily be lost, Madam Controller of Budget.
Thank you, Senator Okongo. Before you answer, I felt in listening to your explanation and what Senator Okongo is raising, there's a question I want to ask you, and I think that's why the committee called you here. Any transactions that are taking place financially in Nyamira pertaining to the office of the Speaker, would you vouch and testify that according to you it has been done within the law and according to the PFM Act and all the regulations that determine how county funds, particularly the county assembly, are actually being spent? Thank you, ma'am. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. And I find myself in a difficult position because really I don't deal with the county assembly directly. As I explained in my presentation, I deal with the county treasury. That is what the PFM outlines. Now, who is the head of the treasury? It is the CECM Finance. Who brings requisitions to me? The CECM Finance. So I have no direct interactions with the county assembly. Now, number two, I do not deal with any payment transactions. As COB, once the requisitions come through the county treasury, they'll normally be saying, this is recurrent, this is development. I approve the withdrawal of the funds from the county revenue fund to the operational account. Then the accounting officer of the respective entity handles the payments. Now, who looks at transactions? And here we should not mix roles. The Auditor General looks at transactions. I don't look at transactions. I look at the usage of the budget. So at the end of the quarter, they will tell me, in line with the budget that they have submitted to me, how they have utilized the funds on a vote level, not on transaction level. So to answer both of you is that I cannot vouch if the transactions are within the law because the transactions are not available to me. I do not have sight even of the bank statement of either the county executive or the county assembly. So it's not possible for me to tell. But I do know that each of those entities is supposed to have internal auditors who, if called upon, can bring out reports on the specific transactions for which the funds have been put to. That is why, again, I don't know whether I answered the factions, that issues of factions really wouldn't come to me. And that's why, as you can see in my report, I asked the CECM Finance, who in the PFM should be giving me the legitimate accounting officer of the county assembly who has brought requisitions for withdrawal of funds. Once the CECM tells me that this is the legitimate accounting officer, that is what I will run with. So, I do not recognize any factions. In fact, I do not know them.
Before you
and
leave there,
it also...
just a minute through the chair. Before you leave there, do you certify yourself whether that budget has been properly passed properly by the county assembly? Do you
yes.
certify yourself?
We have a checklist.
So in this particular case, on
yes.
supplementary budgets,
yes.
I'm being cognizant of these conflicts in the county assembly. Did you certify yourself whether the budget had properly been, the supplementary budget had legally been passed by the county assembly. I think that's why we have called you here.
Honorable Senator, I think I highlighted that in my report. For both budgets, I have indicated who signed off the budget. And once I have that, and I have the signature from the county assembly, it is not really for me to contest and say, I don't recognize you, or you see, for me, I am limited. Once the county assembly tells me this is the budget we have passed, and those are the officials on record, then I take it from there, and that is what I have outlined in my report.
Could I, Madam, could I ask this question? In other words, when the elections were over in 2023, and the governor was sworn in, and the speaker was elected, you had a list presented to you on who are the bona fide signatories and who can actually run your financials.
Yes.
Am I correct to say that what you're saying is there was no other correspondence either from court or anywhere stopping you from transacting with any faction or with anybody in Nyamira, the assumption being that the officials who are running the financials of the county were actually legitimate and you didn't have to worry about it?
That is correct, Honorable Chair. Until such time when this doubt came in, I wrote back to the county treasury and said, do we still deal with these people, or because there were letters, sporadic letters coming from here and here telling us, you know, I'm now this, I'm now that. So we asked that they confirm who the bona fide office holders are.
And in that case, just for us to record this on Hansard, the people who are then supposed to transact was Mr. Okero. Could you name the names that you have? Mr. Okero and Mr. Nyamura.
Yes.
But so that I don't lose it, Madam Comptroller, you say that you communicated to the CEC.
Yes.
On issues county assembly, who do you normally communicate with? Is it still the CEC, or are there occasions when you communicate to the clerk?
All issues to do with finances are covered by the PFM Act. And under the PFM Act, I deal with the county treasury. The head of the county treasury is the CECM Finance. If we communicate with the county assembly, it is not to do with money. All issues, money, have one root. Yes.
Maybe one more question is that, Madam COP,
yes,
is that now that you have already said that the issue in Nyamira is highly contentious, do you feel that we need to save that money until when the situation will be solved, or you still want to continue and pay the money to, you know, this kind of conflicting groups? Because these are the same people who will be utilizing that fund.
Through the chair, that is not an answer I can give you now, because nothing stops me from continuing to disburse funds as long as the regulations governing the withdrawal of funds have been followed. So until such time that those regulations have been flouted, I have nothing to stop me from disbursing the funds. So maybe what I can say here is that that answer can come from another office, but probably not mine.
Just an hypothesis.
Yes.
Assuming the County Assembly of Nairobi today changed their speaker, who will do the communication to your office so that you know which speaker to deal with?
First and foremost, I don't deal with the speaker. The one who handles payments is actually the clerk.
Okay, let's put it this way.
Yes.
Part of the documents you have annexed at page 20 is the confirmation from the speaker of the assembly that the supplementary budget was passed on the 26th of November 2024. I think you have annexed that at page 20.
Yes, but...
So the question I'm asking is,
yes,
in your due diligence, how do you certify yourself that you are dealing with the right holder of that office? Do you get communication from the clerk? Or do you get communication from the speaker? In case of a dispute in that office, how do you know who is the legitimate office holder? Because that's the issue, that's the problem we are trying to solve. That's why I'm asking you that question.
I actually don't deal with speakers. Let me put it plainly that way. Financial matters rarely go to the speaker. Now, when it comes to issues of passing the budget, I am not part of the passing of the budget. But once passed, once the budget has been passed, it will be forwarded to me because I will oversee the implementation. Really, my mandate starts from implementation. I am not part of the budget making process. So, in this particular instance, as you have seen, if I'm in any doubt about the speaker who is in office, I will normally ask the head of the Treasury. But since I do not deal directly with the speaker, I expect that if there are any changes, it is the county treasury that will alert me on the same. But I repeat, I don't deal with the speaker.
Maybe, Chair, I would like to ask you, Madam Nyakango, maybe this would be your last question from this committee. By accident or design, you are from Nyamira, and you happen to be the person responsible for what we are discussing today. What would you want to tell the Assembly here today?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I would ask them to follow, obey, and implement the law. That is the bottom line.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
So much, Madam. You have a pleasure to have you today here.
I think as we wind up and release her, I hope she's conscious that Nyamira now has 2 speakers and has 2 clerks.
Honorable Chair, you can correct that we don't have 2 speakers.
I think, according to the COB, she knows only the CECM, and she doesn't deal with others. But of course, she can witness, and she has already given them advice that they follow the law. And we really appreciate that. Madam COB, please, I think you can leave now at your pleasure.
Chair,
and
maybe before she leaves.
Okay, please.
Maybe before she leaves, you can allow the 2 sides if they have anything to say. Because she's here, they are the stakeholders.
Senator is one-sided. Mr. Chairman, it's evident that the Senator is one-sided in this matter. Mr. Chairman, I respect and I want to repeat what the Honorable, Mr. Chairman, I want to repeat what the Honorable Onyonga said. And I want to read it, what the Honorable Onyonga said during the impeachment.
I thought, Mr. Speaker, you said that we speak through the chair.
Through the chair, through the chair,
and you've
Mr.
not been given permission.
Order, I'm not giving you permission.
Yes.
Madam,
but the Senator is one-sided, Mr. Speaker.
Please, order. Let's order. Switch off your mic. We have not given you the honors to speak, so let's respect the chair. So, Honorable Senator Amangeni, proceed.
Yes, Chair. I wanted through the chair, you allow we are here to inquire on the issue of 2 speakers, 2 clerks in the County Assembly of Nyamira. And we want to leave here with a solution or a way forward. So it's good to hear from the two, so I don't know what to call Assembly A and Assembly B, what their comments are on the presentation by the Controller of Budget. That's the only way you will be able to understand the best way to have this matter resolved. Chair.
Point. I give to Honorable Nyoka. I think let's excuse.
I just wanted, on that point, Chair, it's very critical. Before she goes, the matter that I would like this House to look at as we sit here is that she has already put it, according to her, what the law says. Yes. And my argument is, whichever arguments that you're going to bring forth and try to interrogate, I would want for her, as she's trying to respond to that, to look at just the law. Because, Chair, the feeling on this matter is so sensitive that we must try not to be biased in either way.
Like Senator.
So, Chair, I yield back.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Senator. I think the COB is hearing very well, and will still put out more requests to her. When we sort out these issues, I think we'll be able to communicate to her also. And then for today, I think she has done her part, and we'll excuse her. And as you rightly said, we'll follow the law to the letter. Yes. Thank you so much. Okay, let's resume now. We will go to the second group, and time is not on our side. I will give you, I think, are you able to complete on half an hour in a submission? Because the time is not, because we're supposed to go to the chamber.
We'll try, Chair.
Please try. I think up to, I'll give you up to 1:15 or 1:20, thereabout.
Chair,
okay?
through you. Chair.
Yeah.
This is Boruke speaking. I wish to know that whether the other side, as they say, Mr. Thaddeus Nyabaru, will proceed to give submissions as a speaker, because that's to us, we term it as contempt, and we have presented a court order on the same. On what capacity will he be presenting what he has before the Senate? Is he the MCA or is he the speaker?
He's not a speaker. As invited, Honorable Chair. Mr. Chair, on my letter, I was not invited as a speaker, but as a Thaddeus.
Order, man, please. We have given you time. Order. We don't want to kick the cap. You know, this is actually House of Rules. So you said that you are talking as an MCA or as a speaker?
As a public litigant.
As invited, Honorable Chair.
Acting?
As invited. My letter...
Letter says what? According to our clerks, they said they have invited you, but you are not been given any title. So I will assume that you will respond as the MCA, probably who is in charge of this team.
No problem, Honorable Chair.
Then go ahead.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Side, from that side. So respect the other policy.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, for protecting us. The Chair, I first take this opportunity to appreciate your effort to ensure that peace, sanity, and accountability is ensured in Nyamira County. Mr. Chair, this is a serious instigated paralysis in the county government of Nyamira, of which it is on us, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, because of the time you allocated us, Mr. Chair, we all very well know that the primary role of the county assembly is oversight. The representation and the legislation, Honorable Chair. But, Mr. Chair, I wish to bring it out that there is one serious person who has a role and a hand on this dispute, because your question was, why this stalemate? Mr. Chair, I don't want to hide behind any issue, but Mr. Chair, the clips has played there. There was reasons that triggered the behavior of the MCAs as to why they behaved that way. Honorable Chair.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Navarro, if you want us to use that video where you are slapping people, then you are losing it in front of me. There is no justification whatsoever for a leader who's been elected to get into a county assembly, even when you may disagree with whoever is there, for you to be physical against them. So don't sit and tell me that the reason why you were beating somebody else in the assembly is because there were reasons.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Honorable Senator.
Senator Nyoka. Maybe he's built a case, so let's find out and listen to him, please.
Mr. Chair, violence cannot be a case.
Thank you, Honorable.
It can't be.
Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Senator. I don't know in a case where Honorable Senator can find a stranger in his compound what he will do. Thank you, Honorable.
You are not a stranger in Nyamira County government. You are an MP. You are an MCA.
Thank you.
Don't make those arguments here.
Honorable Onyoka, please.
Thank you.
Please. And I don't respond to.
Thank you. Thank you. I will not respond, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, there is an instigated paralysis in the county government of Nyamira by none other than His Excellency the Governor. There has been attempts to impeach the Governor on account of misuse of public funds, among other grounds, Honorable Chair. And these attempts have been two, and the second one is the one that led to this problem. To avoid any meaningful oversight or impeachment, the Governor assisted the impeached Speaker to start splinter bunge mashinani, purporting to perform the function of the County Assembly. This has impaired, among other issues, the discussion of financial year 2022-23 and the 2023-24 audit reports, which reveal massive loss of public funds. Honorable Chair, a number of incidents below of Honorable Chair, on 15th October, under directions of the Governor, the county government enforcement officers in the company of the hired goons stormed the...
You are told, please mind your language, but ever, the Governor is not here now.
Thank you.
I want you to be very specific on your own issues.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Yes.
Honorable Chair, on that issue, Honorable Chair, that led to this paralysis, Mr. Chair, there are a number of court orders believed to be restraining the County Assembly of Nyamira from undertaking its constitutional statutory legislative duties, thus affecting several operations. In petition number 008 of 2024, the judge ignored a preliminary objection on jurisdiction and proceeded over grant orders in the matter that later she found the court had no jurisdiction. Annexed 33 of the orange file. Honorable Chair, in a judicial review, E007 of 2024, the judge vacated orders that were granted staying the Gazette notices issued for the impeached Speaker Enoch Ogori Okero. The said Gazette notices had earlier had been stayed by another judge on account of being issued by an impeached Speaker. Annex 33 and 34. Honorable Chair, in Nyamira High Court, petition number E004 of 2025, filed by an extinct County Assembly Service Board of Nyamira, wherein the church granted orders for change of signatories to an illegal person, Mr. Silvanus Ndemo Nyamora. Annex 35 in that file. Honorable Chair, these, among others, indices bias from the judge prompted the County Assembly to file petition for the removal of the particular charge before Judicial Service Commission. Annex 36. Annex 36. Honorable Chair, also wish to note that subsequent to the impeachment of the Speaker on 24th, Mr. Okero wrote to the acting clerk and the current substantive clerk of the Nyamira County Assembly, Mr. Duke Onyari, said, purporting to suspend Mr. Duke Onyari on account of facilitating an illegal impeachment. Yet, the said Speaker, hearing in person during his impeachment hearing at the Nyamira County Assembly on 24th, 2024, he responded to the charges. He was present in the County Assembly. Having been impeached, October 24th, Enoch Ogori Okero did not have the capacity to suspend the clerk. Honorable Chair, on 31st October 2024, Enoch Ogori Okero purported to gazette 4 areas as places of Punge Mashinani sittings. 1, Mr. Silvanus Nyamora as the acting clerk of the County Assembly of Nyamira, filed Gazette Notice number 14229 of 2024 and 14230 of 2024. Similarly, on 30th October 2024, he purported to gazette new members of the Nyamira County Assembly Service Board, Annex 45, Annex 46, and 47. Honorable Chair, the 3 Gazette notices by an Honorable Okero are illegal as they were published by himself subsequent to his impeachment. He did not have the authority to publish the said Gazette notices as he ceased being the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nyamira. Let it be noted, Honorable Chair, that no motion was passed in the County Assembly plenary to appoint alternative areas for the County Assembly sittings, all the Punge Mashinani, to take place as required under Section 7B of the County Government Act 2012. Except for a sitting of a new County Assembly under Section 1, a sitting of the County Assembly may be held at a place within the county and may commence at any time as County Assembly may appoint. Honorable Chair, there are 3 illegal Gazette notices issued by one Honorable Okero. Gazette notice number 14229, 14230, and 1427 of 2024. Filed Kenya Gazette, dated 31st October 2024, long after easy impeachment. Honorable Chair, Gazette Notice number 14229 of 2024, wherein alternative areas of the County Assembly sittings as spelled did not meet the requirements of Section 7B(2) of the County Government Act and Standing Orders number 28 of the County Assembly of Nyamira Standing Orders. The County Assembly did not consider and approve a motion to appoint any alternative area of the County Assembly sitting. In addition, the Gazette Notice is open-ended and it does not specify a specific venue, date, and the time of the sittings that will take on. The said Gazette Notices indicate that Nyamira County Assembly sittings will also be done at other premises and goes on to list sub-county offices as the premises that the Punge Mashinani will take place. This was the genesis of a parallel assembly contrary to what the law provides. Gazette Notice number 14230 of 2024, wherein Sylvanus Ndemo was appointed as an acting clerk of the County Assembly, was issued by the impeached Speaker, who did not have authority to cause such appointments or publication. In any case, the office of the clerk was not vacant, and the purported appointment was made by an extinct board. This Gazette Notice creates parallel command structures away from the norm and has since caused confusion, conflicts, and threatened order within the County Assembly. Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, Gazette Notice number 14273 of 2024, wherein the impeached Speaker purported to appoint himself and the 5 others as members of the County Service Board, despite having been impeached, and despite 2 of the listed members having been recalled. That's the members of the County Assembly. Honorable Chair, in fact, I wish to notify the committee the extent at which the conflict has affected the county government and the operations of the county government at large. Honorable Chair, the people have continued suffering under the patronage of the governor, blatantly failed and neglected to over direction and service to public. Honorable Chair, the existence of parallel county assembly committees has hindered and impaired the oversight roles, and members of the county assembly have not been provided with the documents to interrogate the county budget and the expenditure performance. Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, as you are aware, the one faction has initially had 15 elected members of the county assembly, and the other faction had 4 elected members of the county assembly. And Honorable Chair, the owner of the conflict is seriously poaching the other honorable members from the other side so that to make members attain the quorum in their sittings, the illegal sittings in the legitimate. Honorable Chair, Honorable Chair, before I invite you back to page 12, I wish to notify you that, Honorable Chair, there is duplication of the instruments of authority, and that has caused confusion to the public, Honorable Chair. We wish, if it is possible today, the two powers, signs of authority, the must to be provided in this committee and to appear, and we ascertain which one is genuine and which one has been improvised from other quarters, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, naomba Mheshimiwa Mwenyekiti, seneta wangu, rafiki yangu, Mheshimiwa, munipeleke pole pole. Sijazoea hii, lakini nitazoea hii mara yangu ya kwanza, lakini naomba Mungu atatupa nguvu. Honorable Chair, actually, Honorable Chair, I want to invite you to page 12. The County Assembly Honorable Chair, Honorable Chair, the role, I need to notify the committee, the role of impeached Speaker Enoch Ogorio in the dispute, of which he is my friend and my boss, of which I respect him too much. But prior to his impeachment, Honorable Chair, prior to his impeachment,
point of order, Chair.
Honorable Ogorio
Chair, would I be right, my brother, therefore, when you say he's your boss, that you believe he's still in office?
Sorry?
Is that what you're saying?
What?
By you saying that he's your friend and he's your boss, legally you are actually saying...
Honorable Senator, once opposed, always opposed. We're out of office or inside office. Yeah. I will address you as the Honorable Senator, whether you are in office or not. You remain a senator. Thank you. Thank you. Honorable Chair, prior to his impeachment, he had been suspended on 8th October 2024. He did obtain a temporary order in Nyamira petition number E008 of 2024. Enoch Ogorio Kero versus County Assembly of Nyamira and 7 others, stopping his suspension. However, he did not obtain an on-court order stopping his impeachment. That's why prayer number 4 was not granted. Actually, Honorable Chair, Annexure 37, Annexure 38 displays it well. Mr. Chair, Enoch Ogorio Kero, the former Speaker of Nyamira County Assembly, was formally removed from the office by way of impeachment on 24th October 2024. His impeachment was published, filed Gazette Notice number 14050 of 2024. Following his impeachment, he ceased being the Speaker of Nyamira County Assembly and the Chair of the Nyamira County Assembly Service Board. Annexure 39 and 40. On 16th December 2024, Nyamira High Court judge ruled that she did not have jurisdiction to entertain the petition. She transferred the petition to Kisumu Employment and Labor Relations Court without extending the interim orders. Annexure 41 of the court's ruling. On 25th October 2024, Enoch Ogorio Kero did file in the Kisi Employment, Labor and Relations Code.
Can you refer to pages of your document because they are well labeled? Which page is that?
Page 12. I'm on page 12, Honorable Senator. And the file is the orange file.
I think we don't have a ruling at that page. Which bundle are you referring to? Which bundle?
Annex 4.1.
Which bundle? Which bundle?
The yellow file, the orange file.
The yellow, yeah, it's here. You see,
You can't see it. We can't see the court order you are referring to.
The ruling.
Yeah, where is it?
Let's say the page.
Page 224.
224.
224.
Yes. Yes.
Annex 4.1.
Okay, sawa.
Go ahead.
Honorable Chair, on 25th of October 2024, Honorable Enoku Ogorio Kero did file in Kisi Employment and the Labor Relations Code petition number E001 of 2024, Enoku Ogorio Kero versus 12 others versus the County Assembly of Nyamira, challenging his impeachment. It is noteworthy that Enoch Ogorio Kero has never obtained any court order suspending his impeachment, neither has never obtained any court order suspending or staying Gazette Notices number 14050 of 2024, which published his impeachment. In addition, he has to date never been reinstated as the Speaker of the Nyamira County Assembly by any court. Annexure 42, ELRC petition number E001 of 2024. Subsequent to his impeachment on 24th October 2024, Enoch Ogorio Kero wrote the then acting clerk and the current substantive clerk of the Nyamira County Assembly, Mr. Duki Onyari, purporting to suspend him on account of facilitating an illegal impeachment. Nyamira said at the Nyamira County Assembly on 24th to respond to the charges. Honorable Chair, that's all I can state. I can invite the legal counsel to highlight one or two. Your counsel, proceed from.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Honorable Senators. We do begin our submissions this afternoon by submitting that...
you are who?
My name is Mokwandubi, advocate.
Oh, okay.
Honorable Chair and Honorable Senators, the County Assembly of Nyamira is a creature of the Constitution. And as such, whichever decision it makes, whether a suspension or whether an impeachment, however illegal it is, on a prima facie basis, it is deemed legal. And it enjoys the constitutional presumption of legality unless and until either stayed or overturned by a court of competent jurisdiction, not just any other court. Honorable Senators, with respect to the matter before this committee, there are several cases as against the Nyamira County Assembly. But of paramount importance, there are two cases by the Honorable Okero which are paramount with regards to these proceedings. Honorable Senators, it is important to note that a suspension is a totally different thing from an impeachment. In this case, honorable senators, to better understand the dispute as against the assembly, it is important that, honorable senators, you do have a correct chronology of events. The Honorable Okero was suspended, whether legally or illegally, on the 8th of October.
Point of order, Chair. How can council say that somebody is suspended legally or illegally? What does that mean to you? In other words, are you comfortable that we are holding these hearings illegally, for example? Council, what are you saying?
Honorable Senator.
Yes.
Our position is that the Honorable Okero was suspended on the 8th of October.
Just wait. Do we have a law in our books that suspends somebody?
Yes.
Honorable Senator, whether there is such a provision or not.
No, what are you saying?
Order.
What are you saying?
Council, order.
Honorable Senator, is there in standing order number 51 of the Nyamira County Assembly.
Honorable Senator.
And that is, Senator, that is why I'm submitting.
Please give them time to respond.
Whether the suspension was legal, whether the suspension was legal or not.
Legal counsel.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
The question is asking is, by law, will the speaker suspended or removed through a motion of notice of motion on, to remove him from the seat? If it is suspended, can it be suspended?
Honorable Chair, there was a motion to suspend him.
Okay.
And he moved to court and obtained orders stopping that suspension. However, there was no court order, and to date, there is no court order that stopped impeachment.
Okay.
Impeachment came after. And after the Honorable Okero was impeached, he did file a case in Kisii, being Petition 1. He wanted to set aside the impeachment proceedings and to stop the election of a new speaker. He did not get those orders. He was also never reinstated back as the Speaker of the Nyamira County Assembly. And in fact, Honorable Chair and Honorable Senators, there is a valid Gazette notice, as we speak to date, gazetting the Honorable Enoch Okero as an impeached Speaker. And that Gazette notice, to date, it has never been stayed, it has never been suspended, or it has never been quashed.
It's quashed, Honorable Chair. So the legal counsel is not telling the truth. I have the Gazette with me here. I can share.
I will give you a time, please order. You will respond.
Honorable Chair, Gazette notice number 14050 of 2024 is a Gazette notice that gazetted the Honorable Enoch Okero Ogori as an impeached Speaker.
Please give us the page of that one.
That it will be annex number 40 in the orange bundle.
Yeah, page.
That will be page number 223 at the top right. That particular Gazette notice is a valid Gazette notice which has never been overturned. And the Honorable Senators, the Honorable Enoch Okero Ogori in annex number 42, which is now to be found in our bundle in page number 235, he filed a case and he has sworn in his own affidavit in page number 200 and pages number 244. He has sworn that he was impeached. So we then have an ugly scenario where someone is in court challenging his impeachment, validly or otherwise removed, but at the same time, he is outside here holding parallel proceedings. Indeed, Honorable Senators, there are 3 Gazette notices which were made by the Honorable Okero after his impeachment. Those again are the subject of litigation in Nyamira petition, Nyamira JR number 7.
Page.
The 3 Gazette notices.
Yeah. It's good to go with you.
Yes. Still on the issue of gazette notices, the Honorable Enoch Okero even went ahead to publish a fake gazette notice to be found in page number 283, purporting to resume the activities of the Nyamira County Assembly. Honorable Senator, the gazette notices will be found in page number 248 and 249. Those 3 gazette notices were published way after he was impeached, and he even went ahead early in this year to publish a fake gazette notice, which upon inquiry from the government printers, the gazette notice is to be found in page number 283. It was confirmed that that particular gazette notice is not in existence. Honorable Senators, our prayer is that let Enoch Okero Ogori pursue his cases in court. And if the court finds any fault in his impeachment...
Sorry, we want to go with you.
Yes, Honorable Senator.
Where is the letter from the Gazette?
It's the one for the fake Gazette notice.
Yes.
It's page number 283 in the bundle of documents, the one which is orange in color.
Because we are still in 240 something.
283, Honorable Senator.
Vic.
Gazette notice number?
Of dated 13th February 2025. Is that what they're saying?
Chair, that will be in which page number?
Sorry? Is this Gazette notice here, the one you gave us? In page 283?
Yes, that is fake.
283?
Yes, Honorable Senator, it's not there.
What do you mean by fake?
How are you able to confirm it?
Yes, we did confirm.
What even did you have?
From the government printers.
You have the printer's notification?
Yes, there's letter from the government printers confirming.
Where is it? You have it?
Yes, Chair, it's in page number 250. 252.
This is Devolution.
Chair, can I proceed?
That's a better page. Can you come with the original page?
Yes.
This one is not clear. It cannot be read even.
We can supply the original.
We want the original.
Yes, we will supply it.
Okay. Go.
So, Chair. Just 2 minutes to sum it up. Honorable Chair, there is no court order reinstating the Honorable Okero to the position of the Speaker of Nyamira County Assembly. His orders of 11th October only suspended his suspension. He doesn't have any court order suspending the impeachment. And as such, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members, once an invitation was made out to the public for interested parties to apply for the position of Speaker of Nyamira County Assembly, interested parties applied. They were shortlisted, elections were conducted. There was no court order stopping the election of a new Speaker of the County Assembly of Nyamira. And as such, Honorable Chair and Honorable Senators, the validly elected and the validly holder of the position of the Speaker of Nyamira County Assembly is the Honorable Thaddeus Nyabaro Ndubi. That will be all. The legitimate and validly elected speaker by majority vote is the Honorable Thaddeus Nyabaro Ndubi Momanyi.
Okay. Okay.
In the absence of any court orders.
Thank you, sir. Chair, could I? Council, thank you. You've enlightened me. There are very many illegalities that have been done by, let me call him the former speaker.
That is correct, Honorable Senator.
Did you and your team go to court to seek any reprieve, any court orders to stop him from what he's doing?
Yes, we did file Nyamira High Court Judicial Review case number 7 of 2024, challenging those 3 gazette notices.
And what is the verdict?
The case is still ongoing. It has not.
Thank you. So you cannot use that case to determine any action right now.
Honorable Senator, initially there were orders.
You are a lawyer. You cannot use what has not been determined by a court of law to justify the argument, any argument whatsoever. Number 2, when you caught this man having fake gazette notices, what do you do normally when you are a good lawyer?
You report to the police.
Did you report to the police?
It has been reported.
Do you have an OB number and everything?
The OB number is there, Honorable Senator, and investigations are ongoing.
Thank you, sir. The last question. According to you, when you look at the issues that have been happening in Nyamira for a while, are these issues legal or political?
When filed in court, on the face value, they appear to be legal.
No, the court hasn't determined.
But
the court has not determined.
There are political hands and shadows behind the matters.
So the Nyamira question, according to you, most likely is actually a political problem which must be solved politically.
It is a political question where if members who voted you in do not want you, you just have to go. You cannot force yourself down their throats.
Yes, so in reality, what you're saying is this. What if these members who voted you in are voting you out illegally?
Honorable Senator,
let me tell you what I'm saying. Let me say what I'm saying. Do you have this book?
No.
Do you have this? Can somebody please provide this through your speaker? I want you to go to page 36. 7. And it says, that is a judge. I find the act of removing the petitioner and applicant from the office of Speaker of the County Assembly, whether through suspension or impeachment, with the full knowledge of the existence of conservatory orders, amounts to interference with the discharge of his duties as Speaker. I therefore find the respondents guilty of blatant disobedience of the court orders, a conduct which this court cannot countenance.
Honorable Senator.
What is this judge saying?
Honorable Senator, allow me, if I may be allowed to. Senator, that particular statement,
yes,
law is called obiter dictum.
Yes.
Reason being, the court was not invited to pronounce itself on impeachment.
Yes.
The court was invited to make a determination whether the MCAs were in contempt.
Yes.
For chasing away Honorable Kero.
Thank you.
So
Hold
the
on.
court was saying in passing.
Hold on. Through you, Chair. Hold on, Council.
Whether you suspended
Council,
him.
hold on. Then the MCAs went to Kisumu. What did they tell the judge?
Honorable Senator, if you may allow me to conclude on this particular paragraph.
You had already concluded. I am asking you, Chair, when the MCAs went to Kisumu.
Chair.
Don't work. I mean, allow him to conclude. Conclude.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, what was filed in court, the petitioner wanted to punish the MCAs for chasing him away from the assemblies on 15th October, not for impeaching him. So the judge was saying in passing, whether you frog-marched Okero, whether you impeached him, whether you suspended him, you are in guilty for barring his access. That is not an order instating him. It's a by the way statements by the court. For example, if the court writes a ruling and say it's a sunny day, that is an obiter.
Senior Counsel Omangeni, please help us on that. Can you help us on that statement?
Honorable Senator, the most important part in any ruling is the holding.
Order, my friend. We are not people known to the jungles. So we'll give to Senator Senior Counsel. I want you to repeat the same statement.
Honorable Senator, my position is that paragraph 7 is an obiter dictum, reason being what the court was invited to pronounce itself on was whether the acts of 15th October, the altercation, whether they were in contempt or not. The court was not being invited to pronounce itself on impeachment. So the court was saying, as a by the way, whether you frog-marched Okero out of the assembly, whether you suspended him, whether you impeached him, whether you carried him on your shoulders, you are in contempt for chasing him away from the assembly. Honorable Senator, and you will agree with me, the ratio at the end of the day is that they were in contempt. The court did not at any point say, now, Honorable Okero, I'm reinstating you. No, it was just saying, as a by the way, you were in contempt.
Honorable Chair,
You know,
I sit here really pained, Chair, through you.
Chair.
You want to say something?
I think, Chair, Honorable Nyonka is a very experienced politician, but on issues dealing with the law, he can get it absolutely wrong. I think
Counsel, I would like, Chair, I would like, if Honorable Counsel thinks I'm not able to understand the law, to bring a substantive motion to this committee. We discuss that first before you can interrogate. What I am saying, Chair, I am here trying
Chair,
to...
you gave me the floor. I have not finished.
Just a minute. It's because you were talking about my character. I would like to state it very clearly, Chair. I'm trying to get information that can make me make intelligent decisions.
So, Omagani.
Yes.
So the statement.
Yes. You see, if you gave that young man a chance to explain and you follow his submissions, what is calling obiter dictum in law is a statement that is made by a judge in passing. What is telling you, a ratio descendandi is the final holding of a judgment. Is where you find it says, I have now ordered. Okay? And the young man is telling you, if you are able to follow, that he has annexed before us at page 235, which I think is the right thing to do, a petition that has been filed by Honorable Okero challenging his removal as Speaker. And he's telling you that if you look at those pleadings, Honorable Nyonka, the court is yet to pronounce itself on the impeachment. So he's trying to tell us that two processes took place. One, if I heard you, Counsel, correct, one was a suspension. Another one was an impeachment. And what you are telling us is that the issue of suspension was dealt with, contempt proceedings found, and the court said, come, apologize, and it was closed.
Correct.
Now, what is pending, and where you need to help us, is the proceedings that are meant to set aside the proceedings that happened on the 24th of October.
Yes, that now will be the document in page number 35, a petition challenging the impeachment, which has no orders.
And now that's where my question was coming in. On this particular petition, what is the status quo as of today?
As of today, parties have filed their respective affidavits. They are in the process of exchanging written submissions so that it proceeds for main hearing. But there are no court orders in that particular petition.
And who filed that particular petition?
The law firm or the litigant?
The litigant.
The litigant is Enoch Okero Ogori and 12 others.
And what is he challenging?
He's challenging his impeachment. And there are no court orders.
Can I take a step back, Chair? Can I take a step back and ask about this invitation on 24th October 2024? Who invited the Speaker to
At
come
that time,
forward?
Honorable Senator, the Speaker was invited by the then Clerk, Duke Onyari. And as at 24th October, there was no dispute as to who was the legitimate holder of the position of the clerk. So he was validly invited, he appeared before the assembly, and the trouble just came when the vote was against him. but he participated fully. He was afforded a right to be heard. He made his representations. He was asked questions. He answered. A vote was taken. When the vote went,
I've got your point. The other clarification I wanted you to make, you kept saying whether the suspension was legal or not legal. You know, it's good to declare everything when we are here, because not all of us are lawyers. Is suspension allowed? In the standing orders, you must have read all of them. You must have read the Constitution. Is suspension actually something that MCS can do?
Honorable Senator, I'm informed that understanding order number 51 of the Nyamira County Assembly standing orders, it is provided for.
Honorable, can you read the standing order?
Excuse me, Chair.
Can you read it?
Chair,
Sorry, just allow me to finish it. Can you read what it provides? All of you can Google and get Nyamira 51.
51A.
What does it say?
The following motions may be moved without without notice. Motion for suspension of a member.
A member.
Exactly. A speaker is a member.
Chair,
sorry, I want him to clarify that.
A member now.
So that we are out of this.
A speaker is a member of the county assembly, an ex-officio member.
Chair, I would like to ask the senior counsels in our committee here, could you please, Madam, tell us what does the law say about suspension?
Chair, the provisions of the Contempt Act are the substantive law when it comes to vacation, whether by suspension or removal. Vacation of office of the Speaker is substantively provided for under Section 11 of the County Governments Act, which provides that the office of the Speaker shall become vacant. What is specific to us here is under 1C, if the County Assembly so resolves by a resolution supported by at least 2/3 of all the members of the County Assembly. So the law, that is the substantive law. Standing orders are procedural laws. They're supposed to give procedural guidance.
But what supersedes the other?
The County Governments Act.
Thank you.
Honorable Senator.
Which means, Chair, even from the precedent of wanting to get rid of Mr. Okello, he actually got kicked out illegally first before he could go for his impeachment. Those are the issues we are discussing.
Chair, there is a statutory process which was followed under section 11 of the County Governments Act on impeachment of Enoch Okello, and that is what is challenged.
Legal officer.
We are not talking about impeachment.
Order, legal counsel. Legal counsel. What the Senator Nyoka is saying has some truth in it, because you used forcefully. You have not gone to any constitution because you have not followed the constitution. You did not impeach me in the past, but you used forcefully, using assaulting him.
Honorable Chair.
Was that in order?
Honorable Chair, there are two processes which are being mixed up. On the issue of suspension, we've agreed. The suspension came first, and he got orders stopping the suspension. Subsequently, a fresh process of impeachment was commenced, and it complied with provisions of Section 11 of the County Governments Act, and that impeachment is what is being challenged in document number 235, and that is why we have two cases, one challenging suspension and another one challenging impeachment.
And Chair, please, through you, Chair, 1 second. Please. And there is no court that has ruled to determine whether this gentleman should still continue being the Speaker or the other gentleman. It's important we clarify that.
Honorable Senator, through Chair, this is Bonuke.
Honorable Chair, Senator Nyonka is openly biased, and I request that he should not press.
No, I am sitting. Yeah. Chair, the MCA is making it personal. I've come here. I'm just speaking evidence. I've not concluded anything. I want the people of Nyamira and Kisi to see the issues you're having. Let's be honest about them.
By saying that those are relatives.
No,
Honorable Chair, that's all a wrong insinuation.
Honorable Chair, remember the declared interest.
Honorable Chair, Nyonka is in the record saying that they are relatives.
Point of order, Chair. Point of order. Point of order, Chair. Point of order, Chair. We are members of the committee, and I think they should address us as members of the committee. Including Onyonga, the fact that he has some relative here and there doesn't make him not to be a member. He's a member of the committee.
Order. Okay.
Let's deal with it, sir.
Onyoka, Honorable Senator Onyoka, please. This will be really compromise about the Senate.
Thank you, sir.
Orders.
Thank you.
And members, I don't want you guys to personalize issues. This is not a Nyamira politics. This is a committee of devolution. So we need order here. So I think, my friend, you are now time is over. So I will not give you time to defend yourself on that because they have replied and you have talked. Master, I will give you 1 minute.
Yes, Chair, legally we have a right of rejoinder because we had presented our case, which has been, somehow they are struggling to water it down. And I've seated here listened to counsel misinterpret the law, and it doesn't sit well with me while I'm seated here. Allow me, or Chair, you could go back to counsel and ask him the import of prayer number 3 in petition number 8, so that he can tell us what was his understanding. Because to me it appears that he has been misadvising his clients to this end. Let him tell us the import of that order before I proceed with other issues.
Where is that one? Which page and what?
In our bundle, allow me to refer to it.
Okay. Legal counsel.
In our bundle is in annexure number 2.
Okay.
In petition number 8.
Legal counsel for Mr. Nyamero. Can you?
Honorable Chair.
No, legal counsel. Can you respond on that?
Honorable Chair, to understand that particular order, it is important to understand under which context did the petitioner go to court. He had been suspended. Impeachment had not started at that time. So the court said, number 1, I certify your matter as urgent. Number 2, the resolution of 8th October is hereby set aside. Number 3, your suspension is suspended, meaning you can go back to your office. But paramount, prayer 4, which he wanted to stop the impeachment, he was never granted.
Chair, let's stick to prayer number 3, please. This very, the reading is just simple. Any layman can understand. And I'll just read for the benefit of everyone seated here. Pending the hearing and determination of the application herein, the Honorable Court be pleased to issue interim temporary injunctive orders restraining the respondents and interested party or any other person acting on their behalf or otherwise from stopping, barring, or otherwise interfering with the petitioner discharge of his functions and duties as Speaker. What is so hard to understand in that prayer? What is so hard to understand?
Chair, that explains the petition was being
Order. I think that time you'll argue out in the courts. Not here.
Absolutely.
I'll give you that time. We'll have all the time to argue out the case.
Honorable Chair, if you allow me, because there was a lot of misinformation that we provided fake gazette notices, and we have the legitimate gazette notices, it's good to quash that one off record, that the council lied, we have fake gazette notices when we have the right gazette notices. And I've provided that. It's never right. The council to go on record to have lied that I gave fake gazette notices. Because my gazette notices are here. And also the council alleged that the gazette notice on the vacancy of the office of the Speaker.
Chair.
Yes, that one is clear.
Chair,
we have
please
submitted
allow
it.
us, yeah. I just wanted to say that some of this information, we will verify them. We have our legal team, we have our clerks here. So what you have said and what they have said to us is information. It's us who invited you to come here. We want to get as much information as possible. We will verify. If you are talking of a letter that came from the printers, government printers, it is next door to us. We will be able to get all that information. Chair, we would only be helped if they can clarify further questions from us arising from what we have had. I asked the question earlier, where is the mess and where is the, and where do we have the answer? Just tell us, without telling us anything beyond where it is.
Thank you. Honorable Chair, the mess is with the main counter assembly, and we are here with the Chief Sergeant at Arms, and is in possession of that mess.
Thank you.
And
the
the
next
answer remains in the main counter assembly.
The other clarification, Chair, so that I rest my case, was this case of gazettement of the 4 venues. I have been searching and I have found the Gazette notice for 2015. The Gazette notice of 2015 makes reference to Standing Order 26.3 of the Standing Orders of the County Assembly of Nyamira. It is notified for information that the members, for the members and for the members of the Assembly and the general public. And what we are given in 2015 is the sub-county Manga, ward Manga, venue is Manga Baraza Hall, and the date is Tuesday, 13th October 2015. It is so for Ekereño, Kababe Girls, Christ is the King Hall. All those were given, you actually gazetted, as Mr. Speaker Okero, you are gazetted 7 venues showing us the venue. I had asked earlier whether you gazetted them general in 2015 or not, and I've discovered that it was done. But the one clarification I really want to see on, which I'm seeking on the letter, the letter one of 2024, is why you did not use the standing orders, but you used the Constitution, Article 126.1. Maybe if you could just clarify that one to me. There's no debate on that one. Just give that clarification, and I will be done. For the venues of Masaba, Nyamira, Manga, there are no specific dates of when to attend.
Yes.
They don't have the details that you had used meticulously in 2015, but also you have not used the standing orders, but you have used the Constitution, and I'm worried about what you are quoting in the Constitution, because you are quoting Article 126.1, and tell us your reason, and if you want, our legal staff can read to us that 126 after you have answered. What does 126.1 say? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, if you allow me. And I think if you give me a little bit time, I clarify this, because I know where I come from. My Senate has had issue with Punge Mashinani. To clarify.
The question you have been asked is, the article you're quoting is for the Parliament.
Very true. And if you allow me, I was answering my Senate earlier before, but I never had that opportunity. It's a two-way to Punge Mashinani, legally. The first is about a motion that was passed in 2015. When you go to our standing order number 48.1, it's clear, no motion may be moved which is the same in substance as any question which has been resolved. The Nyamira County Assembly in 2015 resolved to hold Bunge Mashinani in the villages. What is an assembly? An assembly is a house of records. So it's not something you can erase.
Let's be very clear. What did you do in 2015?
I was not the speaker in 2015.
Honorable Chair,
yes.
Honorable Chair, I was a member.
No, I don't want the answer yet. I want to say exactly what I want answered, but you don't answer before I ask the question. My question was, in 2015, the Gazette notice was very specific. It was very specific to the 3, which is what we do, our practice in Senate. You cannot go to Turkana without gazetting Turkana on the day, on the specific dates. In fact, our procedure is a bit lengthy because there is a debate. In fact, we fight over where the next venue would be. When it is done, it comes to the House. Then we choose that planned place. Once we have chosen the venue, like we chose Turkana previously, it is Turkana that is gazetted. Okay. Now, in the case of this, you have gazetted very meticulously, or whoever that speaker was, gazetted meticulously the specific places where you are going to sit. But in this one, there is no, was there any reason why you left that? Because the same article gives you the powers to go anywhere. Okay. Now you are not going back to the same venues.
We will ask for more, we'll do more intelligence.
Thank you. Honorable Chair.
Order. We are not giving any more time. We are time backed.
Honorable Chair.
Now,
Honorable Chair.
Hold on, let me finish. Now that you have heard both of the sides, the committee will take charge now. We will follow up all these issues. We will take our legal team to interpret whatever you have said and all these standing orders. Then we will refer back. Meanwhile, I want only one clarification from you.
Thank you.
One.
Thank you. Yes.
No, I want one thing. Were you a member of the county assembly before? Now?
Yes, I was serving my third term.
Third term?
Yes.
Now, have you assumed to be the speaker?
Yes.
Did you resign?
That matter is the motion that is in court.
No.
And then I will not answer it here.
Just answer.
Yes.
Did you resign?
Not resign. Yeah, of course, yes.
You resigned from being an MCA?
Yes, I did a letter. And wherever I did with it.
I want you to say yes or no. You are still an MCA.
Until the IPC declares all the I did a letter.
Through the chair.
Okay, we'll interpret.
Through the chair. I'd like to remind Nyabaro that he's under oath. He's still under oath.
Yes.
And he's lying through his teeth.
Okay.
To this committee.
Under oath, and I think that will take you back. So on serious note.
I pray, Chair, that you repeat that question to him.
You are a member of parliament, I mean the county assembly of Nyamira. Say yes or no. You are a member.
As at now?
Yes.
Yes, because I'm a member. Because you know, under Section County Government Act, Section 7B,
that will be done by our team.
A speaker is a member, an ex officio.
No, you are an elected member of the assembly. Elected member or nominated?
Elected.
Specifically, Karenya Ward.
Okay. Have you been a member of, any one time or now? Were you a deputy speaker?
Deputy speaker, yes.
Because you resumed this one?
Yes.
You were a deputy speaker?
Yes. Yes. And then after that, acting speaker.
And now?
Yeah.
Not acting?
And now elected as a speaker.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you are still an MCA?
I did a resignation.
Okay. We will interpret that one. Okay.
Through the chair.
The question whether they forwarded it or not.
Through the chair and through your legal team.
Parting shot, Honorable
Chair. There is
no parting shot.
Chair,
we have time back.
There is a matter.
Honorable Chair, if I can't say this.
Mine was not answered. I was told the mess is. People shouted and said we are here.
Yes.
I wanted to know from the sergeant at arms. From the sergeant at arms.
Very good.
From the sergeant at arms that the mess has always been with that camp.
Yes.
So the only time it left Nyamira is when it came here.
Yes.
You submit these things. You want to tell us which is which? Which is the original one and you're saying the one is illegal? Which one the mess? Are they two? Which is genuine and which is not genuine?
The other team have theirs. They have, and they wanted them to.
Honorable Chair, if we dwell on that, because I don't find it prudent for the honorable members to talk about the mess. A mess is a symbol of authority. Where is the authority and the mess? They must be together. So if I bring a mess and I give it to you, Honorable Chair, will you become the Speaker of Nyamira County Assembly? You cannot. So it must be the symbol and the authority. So you cannot separate the two. Thank you.
The MCA speaker.
So can you operate without a mess?
Through you, Chair.
So can you operate without a mess?
Could I just make my closing remarks?
Maybe Senator.
I would like to plead with my colleagues who are in this committee today. I would say 90% of you are my friends, because we've grown together, we've been to school together. All these people are my friends. We are punishing the people of Nyamira. Can you people please sit down and as brothers and agree to solve this problem? Because it's political. This problem is not. I really want to plead with Chair and this committee, that any recommendations that will be made should be recommendations to make sure that all of you can sit down as brothers and agree so that we can sort out. Nyamira is an embarrassment to me as a senator from Kisii. It is an embarrassment to our country because you deserve better. We know you have issues with the governor. We know you have issues with the sitting or the former speaker, whatever you call him. You're all children of the same mother. I beg you, be courageous enough to call each other in this evening, sit down, and please agree to sort out the Nyamira issue. But those are my last words, Mr. Chair.
My last one, so you will be last, but yeah, we still have another senator. I also want to join my colleague from Kisii in informing the members. First, members of one assembly dividing themselves into two doesn't help the county. You are just destroying the county. We don't want to go to the extent of what do we do with this country? Do we close it? Do we wind it up? Because we have the powers to reach that level. We hope that when you go back, you will listen the way we have listened to you. We have asked you neutral questions and we have listened to you. Listen to one another. Because when it doesn't work and when it will not work, then other methods will be used to resolve it. Please discuss and talk to one another. Talk to one another and resolve your issues. What we need is a devolution to work. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, if allowed, Honorable Chair. I have a comment on a chair. If allowed, Honorable Chair. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Were you invited?
Can I proceed, Chair?
Are you invited? Please, summarize.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I had not spoken throughout the proceedings. Let me say what we wish. Chair, let me say what we wish for every devolved unit is that it works for the good of the Kenyan people in that county. But for this one, Chair, I think the theatrics are at another level. Yes. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yes, Chair. At the end of the day, issues affecting Nyamira will be solved by the people who reside in Nyamira. That is me, Senator, you as honorable members of Assembly, and the Governor. Everything that you see making that count on the headlines for the wrong reasons will ultimately reflect on the leadership of Nyamira. The Constitution sets the executive and the county assembly. And the person who should be in the forefront in ensuring that there is unity, there is one assembly, is the governor. So I hope, Chair, at the end of these proceedings, we will get a solution that will give the people of Nyamira an opportunity to have one assembly. You can have disagreements. We disagree with Honorable Nyonka, but at the end of the day this afternoon, we'll retreat to one Senate, called the Senate of the Republic of Kenya. So despite the disagreements that you may have, please have one county assembly. The issues that have come here before this afternoon, if they are not resolved, they will degenerate to something worse for the county assembly, for the executive, and for the people of Nyamira. So let's try and get a solution that brings all of you together, sort your differences within one assembly. That is the only message I have for my good people from the County Assembly of Nyamira.
Chair. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, it's not that we are greedy for power, but our hearts are bleeding. It's only in Nyamira that a consignment of empty rules can be flagged as in the name of drugs. It's only in Nyamira that the governor can pay himself 5.6 million.
Honourable Chair.
Mr. Governor.
Honourable Chair.
Mr. Chair, I'm saying on behalf of the people of Nyamira.
Honourable Chair,
the governor is not here. You cannot discuss.
The major problem we have, Honourable Chair, the major problem we have, Honourable Chair, is the set Okongo Umogeni. It's the problem of Nyamira. Honourable Chair, give me an opportunity to speak.
Honourable Chair, I withdraw and apologize, Honourable Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I want to appreciate the committee for giving us an opportunity, and also thank my honorable members that we have been bestowed with a great responsibility to serve the people of Nyamira. We have an opportunity to come back, work together. My hands are open to welcome my friends. We work together, we push Nyamira forward. We have a timeline. 5 years is not a long time. Next year we are engaging campaigns. We have an opportunity to come together and do service delivery. I want to appreciate the opportunity and also welcome my senator, my learned counsel who I love so much, that if we resort and go back home, we can be able to solve this issue without coming to the Senate. So my senator, I welcome you.
Chair.
You have enough wisdom. We can be able to move forward. Thank you very much.
It's the problem.
Okay.
It's the
order, man. Hey, you guys. Okay, we are concluding, gentlemen. My friend, Mashuma, what's your name?
I'm George Marabuga.
You are what? MCA?
I'm the leader of majority on our chair.
I'm also the leader of majority.
I only want to give you 1 minute if you
and also you give me a chair. The deputy speaker. The deputy speaker is here on the chair.
That you are reconciling. I don't
Honourable Chair, the deputy speaker is here.
Thank you, Chair.
I need an opportunity also.
No, it's going to be too much.
Thank you, Chair.
I've closed the matter. Hold on. I'm not
Chair, I want to cancel it. I'm also the leader of majority. You cannot be biased by giving just a chance to talk and speak.
I am concluding the matter. Order. Switch off your mic. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for all that we have taken too long. We are going to the chamber. And I want to tell people from Nyamira, honorable members, I think we are all here as leaders. You have been elected by people of Nyamira, and the entire Kenya is today looking at you. It's a very unfortunate situation. What I saw in that TV was so horrible. Because you're all friends, brothers and sisters. You're not enemies. So I want you to go back to Nyamira and reconcile and serve the people of Nyamira so that they can be able to achieve the remaining few years, they can live in harmony. Finally, we have heard you. We have got all your documents. We will peruse through. We will take the legal connotations of everything that our legal team will work on it, and we'll give you feedback. But then this committee will take all the responsibility, and we will come there to sit with you, to sit with the governor, to sit with the public, so that at least we can all agree on it. With those few remarks, I want to say thank you very much, and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much.
We are very peaceful people.
You call me
Ya mira,
More Radio 88.2 FM. We are in charge. 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 More Radio 88.2 FM.
If it goes to court, you need to respect a resolution that is given to you by our courts of law.
Is the chaos witnessed in Nyamira opening room for plunder of resources already sent to the county?
In fact, that's my concern as senator. I'm actually fearful that if we don't resolve this issue, if you have situations like what you have had today, that one faction that is the minority is the one that is approving the budget to the exclusion of the others, it is an opportunity for resources to be planned by the executive. That's why I'm concerned at the senator that we must have an intervention that creates a proper environment for MCS to oversight and to pass the budget in accordance with our constitution and our rules. I think that's what the governor has said. He wants it to be dissolved. As a senator, I want to get an amicable solution. I don't think it's a sense of pride as a resident and as a senator to see my county dissolved. That is the position of the governor. My position is that we should get a way of resolving these disputes and allow the parties to operate from one assembly building that is gazetted and known.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Are in charge. More radio, 88.2 FM. We are in charge. More radio, 88.